And the Bulldogs are going to toss it over. It looks like they're going to the south end of the field in 4 minutes. We've got something exciting ready to go. Last week just looked tremendous. This is the big test here, and playoff implications coming up. So we believe a win here, and you win for the Bulldogs, yeah, because 3 teams fall in this league for the state playoffs, and home come out 2-0 for those are out to 2-2. They're already over 4-9.
You can see when there it is it is holding against the Bulldogs. That'll negate that 4-yard romp.
So that'll set the Bulldogs back, and instead of 3rd down and what would be about 4, they'll mark it back, and it'll be 2nd down and about 15 from the spot of the foul.
You know, the Bulldogs have been relatively penalty-free this year. In past years, especially in the early going in the season, they're a lot plagued by penalties. This year, they had really contained themselves as far as
set. Receivers are West. And Spielman fueling back the pass. He's going for Spielman. He's got him. It's through Spielman's hands. A pass just a little bit to the outside of Dallas. And if he could have caught that, he had some running room because he had his man beat.
Yeah, catchable ball, I think, Chris. Just maybe Dallas a little bit of a surprise that it was there right down for an incomplete. Last week, the Bulldogs didn't pass till well into the game, and here they are now.
So this pregame show that we'd see some more diversity tonight because the Bulldogs, I don't think, are going to be able to just line up and hammer away all night long, especially when you get a holding penalty. It's now 3rd down and 15. Irish fakes the handoff. He's rolling out. Big rush. He's got a man out there. It's Hansen out of the backfield. He's to midfield. He's outside the 40 and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So for the Sandpoint Bulldogs, make it a gain of about 18. And another 18, that's 36.
Yeah, well, no, it's about 35 yards, Chris.
Yeah, 35, and we have an injury on the field. One of the Vikings injured at the end of the play.
Chris, that Roy Hansen was the receiver there.
That's right.
Yeah, Roy could have gone all the way. Dallas Spielman, there was one guy to beat. Dallas went to block him. It was good that he held back because it would have been a clip. He held up, and that's the kid who made the tackle, but a big pickup, 30 yards on the play. Andy Fueling to Roy Hansen picking up 30. It was 3rd and 15. What a clutch play for the Bulldogs. The crowd's going crazy. The Bulldogs are on the move.
And obviously that had to surprise Coeur d'Alene, and that's when I think Coach Beloa told me off the record that Roy Hansen was going to be a little more involved in what was going on. Flag comes in, handoff comes to Irish. It's a short gain. Looks like this one might come back. It's thrown right into the Bulldogs' line of scrimmage, and we may say another holding penalty against the Bulldogs. We'll have to see. Yes, it is. So the call goes against the Bulldogs. It's a holding, so that'll set them back to 1st and 20. And that set the Bulldogs just ran there. Last week, the Bulldogs threw the Rusty Irish out of it. So Coach Beloa said, well, they'll see that set and think it's going to be a throw to Irish. We're going to possibly hand it off or throw it to Hansen. And they did that and went for big yardage.
And quarterback Coach Al Beard sending in the plays to Andy Fueling. Andy barking out the signals to the Bulldogs quickly, and it'll be 2nd and, what are they calling it, 20?
About 22-yard lines. The hold was in the Bulldog backfield. Fueling again goes to the air. Again, he's got a receiver. West makes the catch. He's to the 40. He's down at the 35-yard line. So give him, about 13 yards on that one. It's going to be now 2nd down and 8.
So it's great confidence for Andy Fueling to come out and get a couple of completions early like this. And after the first pass went through Dallas' hands, it now completed 2, and they pick up, they're going to mark it even closer because they keep changing the ball on us here. So we'll call it about 7 now.
3rd and 7, so that's going to make it about a 16-yard gain on that one, or a 15-yard gain. Quick pitch to the outside. Irish has a blocker in front of him. He gets inside the 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Bulldogs on the move early.
Boy, and Rusty there, he had a clear sailing once he got to the outside, Chris. So he picked up the first 5, then drag a Viking with him for the next 4. So another great carry for Rusty Irish. And, boy, Bulldogs can really move that ball, can't they?
Well, the Bulldog line of scrimmage, their offensive line is really starting to gel, Bob, and they're doing a fabulous job. Bob Neely was leading the play on a pole that time, and he just crushed the guy in front of him. 1st and 10, and the Bulldogs are to the air. It's overshooting. Dallas Spielman trying to run the same play they just ran, and there's a flag in very, very late. And I think we might have some personal foul action. Andy Fueling grabbed one of the Bulldogs linemen right there and very alertly kept his cool. The Coeur d'Alene player not able to do the same. So with the incomplete, a personal foul, the Bulldogs will be marked 15 yards closer towards the end zone.
Chris, you're talking about Big Bob Neely, number 78 for the Bulldogs. I had lunch with him the other day. I thought I was a big guy. I ate a lunch. He ate 4 of them.
Wow.
It was great. Then he went to practice.
Yeah. And once again, nice job by Andy Fielding there to grab his lineman who was visibly upset. That was Ron Feldhausen. And, boy, he kept him calm, and the Vikings get a personal foul on. There wasn't any fisticuffs or anything. He must have said something, and the ref heard it.
Well, I guess, but, 2 years ago up here, tempers really flared in this game, traditional rivalry, which Coeur d'Alene has dominated. This year, tempers flaring, at least on the Viking side, early going.
Handoff Irish. Irish stuffed right as he gets the handoff, lucky to hold on. He may be fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down now for the Bulldogs. They're now resting on about the 12-yard line, and no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and so Rusty last week, every time he carried the ball, was at least 5, 6, 8 yards. This time there's been 2 2-yard gainers and 2, Chris, for no yardage, as well as a couple of decent gains. So the Vikings obviously know the Bulldogs are going to 35.
Fake to the Bulldogs nearly had it there. It was a fake up the middle to Irish. Roy Hansen is down. The pass was to Arnay. Arnay, it was off his fingertips, and if he catches that one, he's into the end zone. And Bob, Andy's been on the money with every pass tonight, just about.
Great call right there. Arnay was wide open over the middle. Everybody in the world, just as I was saying, they're going to key on number 35. If Bulldogs faked to Rusty, everybody went for him. Arnay was wide open. Andy hit it, just couldn't hang on. Would have been 6 as it is. It's 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, and there's a flag down. Fielding looking for a receiver again. He's got Hansen. Hansen drops the ball this time at about the goal line. So we'll see what the flag is about. I think the Bulldogs are going to be called for some motion. They will, and we'll see what the Vikings do, whether they decline it.
Which would set up a 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And a field goal attempt.
Probably a field goal attempt. And again, just as you were saying, and Andy's been on the numbers, and again, that was a good pass. The Bulldogs just couldn't hang on.
So that's 3 drops on that one, and in comes Chad Berkeley, now number 12 on your radio dial after being number 9. Of course, the Bulldogs have their new jerseys in. They're looking sharp.
Real good.
Sandpoint clad in their traditional all red. So Berkeley will get set to what looks to be a 29-yard field goal, and the Bulldogs will try to get on the board first here with about 4 minutes gone in this first quarter and an opening drive, which barring a made field goal, will be successful, and they're going to have to call timeout. Bulldogs call timeout. We'll do the same, and we'll be back with the field goal attempt in 60 seconds here on KSPT.
You needed a hand with a personal touch. That's who we are. You know we care so.
Chiropractic Clinic now at 263-7521. Over 8 years of experience. That's 263-7521.
Whenever you call our name, we'll be there for you.
Sandpoint Chiropractic Clinic.
And welcome back to Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field, where the Sandpoint Bulldogs get on the board first. The snap good, the hold true, the kick right down the middle. So the Bulldogs jump out in front 3-0.
Chad Berkeley's really got a great foot and leg there, Chris, and what a weapon that is in high school football when a lot of teams from there have to go for it even on 4th and 10. We've seen it several times this year from about the 25-yard line because they just don't have anybody who can kick field goals that consistent. The Bulldogs are blessed with one this year. Chad Berkeley hits the field goal, 3-0 Bulldogs, 8:14 to play first quarter, and this scoring update is brought to you by Lee's Nursery and Video. There's a lot more to Lee's than you may know. Check it out, Lee's Nursery and Video.
So Berkeley will now boot it away, and the Bulldog defense will be taking the field momentarily. Back deep to receive for the Vikings, number 10, Mike Dormy, and number 30, Keith Daniels.
So Bulldog drive there, Chris, where 3 drop passes kind of put them all together, cost them a touchdown, but at least they come away with a field goal, and they got to feel pretty good about that, and now the Bulldog defense will be put to the test.
Well, the story of these two teams this year has been the inability to stop offenses for the most part over an entire 48-minute game. And we'll see which team can generate more offense tonight. We could see another high-scoring contest. Berkeley's foot is into it. Its kick comes down and is taken at the 10. It's dropped by Dormy. Dormy comes right up the middle, finds a seam. He gets hammered by number 25 for the Bulldogs and brought down, but he's going to be out across the 30 for the Bulldogs. Andy Roger with the big hit. A late flag, Bob. Did you see what that was?
I don't know. It seemed like well after. It was a big Bulldog hit. One Bulldog was hanging on to the runner, and then about 4 of them just crunched them. And Chris, if they're calling roughness on the Bulldogs, that was way late after the fact. And all I could imagine the call would be is to sort of keep control of the game and not let it get out of hand, because the Bulldogs really did hit the kid hard. But that was a way late call.
Yeah, and maybe the whistle had blown and then the hit came afterwards. Coach Paloa doesn't seem to like it very much as far as the call is concerned. So at the penalty, the Bulldogs get marked all the way down to the 49-yard line. So Jason Rook and this Coeur d'Alene offense will take off right off the bat. There's a pass up the middle. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Brett Fink, thrown behind. So Rook is off on his first pass. It's 2nd down and 10, and we're going to see the option tonight.
And I never did see the call, Chris. I can only assume it was a late hit from the Bulldogs. I never saw motion. In fact, Satini's just now leaving the field trying to get an explanation.
Well,
from
they called a personal foul against the Bulldogs. I saw that, and that's all the explanation you get in high school football. There's a handoff up the middle. Now the quarterback keeps it. He runs to the inside. He gets brought down, but he's going to get a gain of 6, maybe 7 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 3.5. And that's where Coeur d'Alene will do business from the Bulldog 45-yard line.
So the Vikings getting great field position, due most part to that unnecessary roughness. So the Bulldogs now being asked for a big hold here, 3rd and about 4. Well, give it 4 yards.
Up to the line of scrimmage, it's Rook. Jason Rook, the quarterback. He's a senior. Blacks are split off in the backfield. He goes back to pass. The rush is put on. It's thrown incomplete. The Bulldogs, the jailbreak into the backfield for Sandpoint. Ben Corliss leads with 5 sacks on the season. So it's now 4th down. Bulldog defense looks like they held, Bob.
Oh, that was definitely not any fault of the Coeur d'Alene Vikings, as it was great defense by the Bulldogs. The rush was all over them. Actually, someone tipped the ball, and it falls incomplete. And Coeur d'Alene, 3 plays and out, will have to punt.
Back to receive the punt is Thompson. Oh, the snap goes over the kicker's head. He's running back after it. He is going to be tackled down at the 22-yard line. A bad snap, and Bob, I was watching the snapper try to snap before the game, and he even has all kinds of trouble, and the Bulldogs get a big play. That's going to be a loss, Bob, of about 35, almost 40 yards. So the Bulldogs will take over after the muff play on the 23-yard line. Things cannot be looking better for the Bulldogs than they are right now.
No, it takes, in big games like that, it's the team that gets breaks, and here the Bulldogs getting a gift right here. It'd be great if they could take advantage of this and get 6 more.
Fueling to the line. Irish is the deep back. Arnay is in the slot. Fake handoff, Fueling rolling out. He's got a man. He goes across the middle. It's Spielman. Spielman makes the catch, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Bulldogs are up 9-0 with 6:58 remaining in the first quarter. 23 yards, Bob. Bulldogs, and this crowd is going nuts.
As well they should, Chris. The Bulldogs have showed signs of this Fueling Spielman thing connecting all year, and there it does. Dallas just doing a post right over the middle. He got caught a one-on-one coverage. He's one of the fastest guys around, and he throws a strike as he's done all night. Dallas hangs on to this one. Touchdown. Bulldogs are up 9-0 halfway through the first quarter and trying to make it 10.
So Berkeley in to boot the extra point, and a stunned silence across the way so far. There's a kick. It's up. It's blocked. So the Bulldogs lead now 9-0. That time the Bulldog line let the defense come in. We're going to take another timeout and be back with more football here on KSPT in 30 seconds.
Jack and June Young, owners of Rainbow.
9-0, 6:58 remaining first quarter.
And that scoring update is brought to you by Natural Fitness, Sandpoint Superior Health Club, and of course they're on Superior Street. It's Natural Fitness. Chris, this place is packed. It's rocking. It's rolling. The Bulldogs quickly up 9-0.
Well, the Bulldogs need to keep this intensity up. They take advantage. One play is all it takes for the Bulldogs to cash in on the mistake from the Vikings in the kicking game. The punter is Matt Butkovich, and he climbed the ladder just as high as he could. And you'd have to say that last set of downs for Coeur d'Alene has to be a failed offensive possession, 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
And the Bulldogs' inability to stop the run over the course of the year, and it gets them, they go for the pass. The ball is again bobbled, this time at the 10-yard line, and again, good haul, but nice tackle put on by that Trevor Walkington. Looks like 9 for the Bulldogs. Trevor Walkington at the 23-yard line, so a 13-yard return put on by Keith Daniels.
And Trevor showing his ability there, open field, well, I guess kind of a shoelace tackle, just grabbed him, brought him right down, took a Coeur d'Alene player by surprise, and starting deep in their own territory.
And as Ryan Beard told us today on Sportsline, special teams rock. Back to the line of scrimmage for the second set of downs, Coeur d'Alene. Rook looks over the defense. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. He's running the option. He runs it behind the line, and he goes nowhere. Give him a gain of 1, but the Bulldogs stuff it out. And so far, Sandpoint is on this option thing.
They definitely are. They're on the momentum thing right now, too, Chris. The Bulldogs are just sky high. The Vikings are kind of, I think they're a little bit stunned right now, and probably looking the way they were described to us in the first half of their game last week. They were pretty flat, and they came back big in the second half, so the Bulldogs are going to have to keep up the intensity.
In the backfield for Coeur d'Alene, it's Mike Dormy and number 45, Gabe Zimmerman. Zimmerman is directly behind the quarterback. There's a cross handoff. It comes in the keep to Daniels. Daniels gets out to the 30, across the 31. So again, it's going to be about 3rd and 3 after the gain of 6. And that's where the Bulldogs will play defense. And once again, nice play there. They ran it up the middle. Bulldogs shut it down and for short yardage.
Well-executed play. They do like those 2 quick fakes and give it to the third guy cutting across. It's very difficult to defend. Bulldogs doing a good job so far.
So to the line of scrimmage, Rook. Rook has Dormy deep in the backfield. He hands it to him. Dormy breaks into a hole and is looking for the first down. He might get it on the tackle for the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Nice to see him back and into the action. Jason Harris seeing his first extensive action of the year tonight.
And they do pick up the first down, Chris, by about a half a yard.
Whew, starting to get a bit chilly here, Bob.
It is. The temperature dropped quick. What a beautiful fall day we had today, but as soon as that sun goes down, start questioning our choice of clothing.
First and 10, 33-yard line. Coeur d'Alene on their own. Deep back, Zimmerman. Slot back in motion for the Vikings. There's another fake handoff. The ball is thrown across the middle and separated from the ball as soon as he tried to attempt to catch Ben Davis for the Bulldogs on the defense, David Ars.
David right there, and as we saw 3 times last week, Bulldog D-backs making the hit to cause the incompletion, and we'll chalk up our first one for tonight.
So with the play, Rook, he comes to the line of scrimmage with his team, sends trips out wide to the right, a single receiver out to the left, 2nd down and 10. Lone back in the backfield is Zimmerman. Fake handoff. Now it is a handoff. It's a delay. Zimmerman finds running room, and he's going to be dragged down from behind. Again, a gain of 7. It'll be now 3rd and 2, ball 43-yard line. And this is what Coach Below was talking about. He wanted to make Coeur d'Alene have to work the ball 5-6 yards at a time, up the field. No big giant plays, just kind of make them earn it, as the commercial used to go.
But when they execute this offense, when it's moving, these guys can really move the ball. They do these quick little fakes, and well, sure fakes us out from time to time of who's really got the ball. That time it was successful. It sets up a big play for the defense here, 3rd and about 2.
And the crowd chants, defense, defense. High backfield, Bulldogs jump across the line of scrimmage.
But he got back.
Well, it's high school football, Bob. When you jump across the line, you lose.
Watching too much TV, I think.
Too much pro ball there, Bob. So into the neutral zone come the Bulldogs, and it'll be a first down. Oh, they call a legal procedure against the Bulldogs. So it's 1st down and 10. It's against Sandpoint anyway. When he went like this, I thought he was going to point the other direction. Maybe the Bulldogs have been drawn off, but not the case, and it's now a 1st and 10 from the 47.
Well, we've had more penalties against the Bulldogs in this first quarter tonight, and I think probably they've had in any game this year.
Well, if the penalties keep coming and the points keep coming, we won't complain. There's a pitch to the outside. Bulldogs, a big hit by Ars again on the outside, but it's going to be about a 5-yard gain. Ars stood up, the running back, and then a flag comes in very late.
Chris, a huge hit on the Coeur d'Alene player. He was sent over through the Bulldog, past all the Bulldog players into the Bulldog bench and over the bench near the crowd, and I think they're going to call roughness on the Bulldogs. I don't really know that was an unnecessarily rough hit afterwards. It was just a lot of momentum that carried him through there, but I think they're going to call a penalty on the Bulldogs.
And part of the problem is about 6 feet away from the edge of the field there is some cement.
Asphalt,
so that cement causes players to go off, and that's a borderline call. But Bob, when a player gets gets taken over a bench 12 feet out of bounds, the official's going to call it every time.
Yeah, and I think knowing the rivalry between these teams, I'm sure all these referees are at least semi-local and know that the tempers are going to flare, that they have to try to keep it under control the best they can. We're still in the first quarter, and there's guys being sent over benches, so it could be a wild ball game.
32-yard line now is where the Vikings have the ball first and 10. Last time Bulldogs gave up a big penalty on defense. They were able to snuff it out. Back to pass into the slot with the catch and the hit down inside the 15 and to the 11-yard line. The catch on the play was number 86, Brett Fink. So Fink gets the big reception from the 32 to the 12. So that's going to be a 20-yard gain and a first down and 10 this time for the Vikings.
And that penalty really looks to hurt the Bulldogs here. They picked up, of course, 15 yards on the roughness and then another 20 on the pass to the tight end. So the Vikings now knocking on the door. First and 10 from the 12-yard line.
So with the ball and dropping straight back to pass is Rook. Rook rolls out. Now he's going to run. He throws it into the end zone, and a nice diving catch made in the end zone for the touchdown by Mike Drake. So the score now 9-6 in favor of the Bulldogs.
And Chris, Trevor Walkington, who was guarding him, fell down, slipped in the end zone, leaving Drake open just momentarily, and the quarterback was sharp enough to pick that up, drilled a strike, and 6 points for the Vikings.
Well, Mr. Rook had all kinds of time to release that ball as well. So after Sandpoint gets on the board and puts up 9, the Vikings, with the help of a few Bulldog penalties, get down and get into the end zone and now put the extra point up. It is good. So the score is now 9-7, and we'll return in 60 seconds with more Bulldog football here on KSPT.
For nearly 100 years now. Muffler at 265-1631. It's F&M Muffler, changing muffler history.
Anything on the menu anytime. And when you're there, you can also fill up with high-quality Chevron gasoline.
I'm going to the Dairy Depot.
Chris Chapman and Bob Woody back with you at Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. Deep kick this time, taken in the end zone by Spielman. And that's a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over on the 20. Wow, big foot there by the kicker for Coeur d'Alene. Ben Davis, I saw him booting 50-yarders out here before the game.
Yeah, and the only question we had about their kicking game as we watched them warm up was their snapper. And of course, on the kickoffs, the snapper is not involved at all. We saw it on the punt, though, 2 possessions ago for the Vikings, hiked it over his head, setting up the Bulldog touchdown. Let's see if the Bulldogs offensively get some of the momentum back. They lead it 9-7. Chris, this is going to be just a heck of a football game.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Bulldogs come out with a wide formation, Irish deep, and in motion, Arnay. Fueling, handoff, Irish. Irish into the secondary. Irish running hard, and he's going to be stuffed out, and this is not going to be the longest gain of the year. It's about 3, so it'll be second down now and 7.
Yeah, Rusty, about 25 yards so far in the night, Chris, and 7 carries. Kind of unusual for him. A couple of those have gone for very short gains. Last week, every time he touched the ball was at least 4 or 5 yards.
Well, I think you've got a bit more disciplined and a bit more talented team the Bulldogs are going up against tonight. So far, though, the Bulldogs with the better of the situation at 9-7. Then the Bulldogs are going to be called for the illegal procedure on the far side of the field. One of the Bulldog linemen that came out of his stance, so instead of 2nd and 7, it's going to be about 2nd down and 12.
Boy, another penalty against the Bulldogs, Chris. And what do you think? A case of nerves or just doing some different sets tonight? Or
I don't know. Maybe the Bulldogs are too fired up at this point in time because they really, on the drive where they got the penalty or they got the field goal, they had 2 holdings and still managed to get a field goal out of it. And they had 3 drop passes as well. So 2nd down, 12. Let's see what the Bulldogs bring. West is split wide right. Spielman wide to the left. Deep back, Irish. Handoff to Irish. Up the middle, Irish running hard back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And that's going to be now a 3rd down and 10 as the Vikings stuff that play out. And I think they're ready for Mr. Irish.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If they watched the game film from last week, that's all they saw was 35, 35, 35. So, you know, they're going to try to get his number tonight. I think he's still going to break loose with a pretty decent game no matter what. The Bulldogs are going to have to break loose with a big play here, 3rd and about 9.
So 3rd and 9, Fueling. Back to pass, big rush put on. He gets a block. He's looking for a man. He throws it out there. It is caught by Hansen at the 36. That's a first down. And, boy, Roy Hansen's getting more action tonight than he's had in a heck of a long time. That's going to be a gain of 15 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Boy, Andy really showing his experience there, Chris. The initial receiver not open. He kept looking, finds Roy Hansen, who makes an acrobatic catch. We said it was a big play for the Bulldogs. It was. First down, and they're moving again.
So Fueling looking over the defense. Quick pitch to the Irish to the outside. Irish has a blocker in front of him. He cuts it back to the inside. He's still going. He breaks it to the 50. He's to the 45, to the 40. Stumbles and is going to get knocked down at the 38-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 29 yards for the Sandpoint Bulldogs. And Rusty that time picking his way right through the secondary of the Coeur d'Alene Vikings.
Needed to pick up one more block, Chris, but a couple of the Bulldogs thought the play might have been over, and we're really looking to block Rusty, breaking it big.
Hand off to Irish again. This time about 8 players stuff him out, but he's going to gain about 1. It'll be second down and 9 for the Sandpoint Bulldogs.
But what a great run that was, Chris. It looked like they had him back after gained about 5 yards. He broke it over the middle, picked up, not this play, but the play before, of course, and just rumbled over about 29, 30 yards there. Bulldogs now, he picked up 2 on this last carry, so it'll be second and 8, 1:48 to play first quarter.
And Fueling back to pass again. Quick drop to the outside. West makes a reception, cuts to the outside. He's inside the 20, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 18 for the Bulldogs. That is another gain of, oh my gosh, Bob, what do we got there? About from the 33 to the 18, 15 yards. And boy, Bulldog offense is sharp as attack tonight, Bob.
Oh, they are. They're moving the ball, and they've really mixed it up to the Coeur d'Alene defense, who has come in prepared to watch the Rusty Irish show, and they're seeing Andy Fueling just having the game of his year, maybe, as this thing goes on, the game of his career. Another real quick equipment timeout, but they're ready to go, Chris.
First and 10 Bulldogs. Once again, deep inside Viking territory. There's a snap up the middle. Irish looked to me like one of the Vikings broke the neutral zone. No flag down, so whatever the play comes up with will be what the Bulldogs get. Looks like they made it to about the 16, so it'll be second down and 8. And the incredible thing about the 2 real nice catches that Roy Hansen has made is he's got a cast on one of his hands. Coach Beloa says they call it the club, and they tell him not to leave home without it.
Well, he brought it with him on last catch as the ball bounced off it about twice, but he hung on, and a big reception that was, and a big drive the Bulldogs are orchestrating right now.
Second down, Fueling rolling out. He throws it out in the flat and wisely gets rid of it before he gets thrown down. Just overshot Hansen a little bit, but he got out of it, got rid of it, and the Bulldogs will regroup on 3rd and 8.
Sort of a screen, I guess, forming there as they let all the Vikings in, and Andy had just kind of rushed it. If he had another half a second of hang on to it, he could have hit Roy Hansen out in the flat wide open. But as is, the Bulldogs now faced with 3rd and 8 from about the 15.5-yard line. The Bulldogs, Chris, trying to come up with their quick huddles, and then Coeur d'Alene calling a timeout this time to stop them.
And we'll keep it right here, Bob, and talk about what we've got going here as far as sponsors are concerned.
Well, we got tons of sponsors, and we thank them all for being along with us. And one of those sponsors, Bellwood Furniture. They have 5 floors of quality home furnishings. Of course, are located at 3rd and Cedar. No hassle financing. You'll find it all at Bellwood's Furniture.
All right, sounds good. And we're in a timeout here. Big play for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 8. Again, they're deep. They're on the 16-yard line.
Let's do a scoring update.
Let's do a scoring update.
We do that. 1:02 to play. First quarter, long first quarter. Penalty-plagued first quarter, but a lot of offense as well. The Bulldogs leading the Coeur d'Alene Vikings in a thriller here so far, 9-7. And this scoring update is brought to you by Packages Plus. They're in Sandpoint, of course, and now also in Bonners Ferry. For all your shipping needs, it's Packages Plus. 3rd and 8 here, Chris. What do you think we're going to see?
Well, I think what we'll see is a play-action pass involving Rusty Irish, and I think we'll look for Wester Spielman on this one. That's my official prediction.
I think you're exactly right, unless they go with Irish kind of on the draw up the middle type of thing.
Okay, there we have it. The 2 things that might happen. It's a play-action pass, Rusty, and the ball is overthrown, looking for Arnay, and Bulldogs are going to get 15. Roughing the passer is going to be called against number 78, Brandon Fries, or Freeze. And Brandon Freeze is hit Andy very late, and that's going to extend the Bulldogs' drive.
I wonder if he's related to the quarterback by the same name.
Not if He's drastically changed his spelling. F-R-I-I-S.
Well, I don't know. I'm not looking at that. I'm just listening to the radio here,
Whoa.
Chris. But a break for the Bulldogs. Andy that time making a poor decision and not throwing to a guy who was not open. His first poor decision of the night, otherwise having a great game. And a real poor decision by Mr. Freeze by nailing Andy after he threw it. Picks up a Bulldog first down, and they're rolling again.
And there's a flag still down on the field. The official hasn't picked up his flag yet. Quick pitch to Irish to the outside. Irish looking for running room. He's down inside the 5. There's a flag down inside the 4, and I think the Bulldogs are going to be marked back again. And boy, flag. Mr. Hankey must have some relatives because they've been coming out tonight, and he's not here.
Yeah, they are calling this one as close as it gets. The third holding call of the night against the Bulldogs, Chris.
Oh, my gosh. So that'll be first and goal now, and they're going to mark it back to the 15.
You know, I'm wondering if the Bulldogs maybe have been getting away with some close holding calls all year, you know, in support of Mr. Irish, and that maybe from game films or whatever, someone has asked these referees to watch holding. You've got to be looking for it because they're calling it right and left.
Boy, they've called it on, well, about 15% of the Bulldogs' plays.
The Bulldogs had the momentum going and a big break with Andy getting a late hit. Picked up 15 in the first down, but now they march it right back to, what are we on, Chris?
We're on about the 12, 13-yard line, so it's first and goal, 13.
Yep.
Bulldogs break the huddle. Spielman and West are the receivers. It's a fake to Irish. Again, looking for a receiver and making the catch, Spielman. And Spielman is going to go out of bounds inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. So the Bulldogs got a big chunk of that one. Give them a gain of 6. It'll be now second goal from the 7. Nice play there.
That was a nice play, and boy, it's got to take all the speed that the Coeur d'Alene defender can muster to keep up with Dallas Spielman there. You get him out there one-on-one, and he's a threat every time. Satini's saying let the clock run out. We'll score from the other end, and that's what we're going to do, Chris.
And the end of the first quarter comes with the score. Bulldogs 9-7, but once again threatening. We'll be back with more Bulldog football here on KSPT in 60 seconds.
Like most people, it's probably been a while since you've had your oil change. 214 Pine Street in Sandpoint, Lightning Lube.
Do you need to rent or buy a musical instrument? If so, shop Neiman's Music in downtown Sandpoint. They carry new and used instruments, sheet music, accessories, and music folios. All your rental fees can be applied to purchase, and if needed, it can be returned anytime because rentals are on a monthly basis. Serving Sandpoint and North Idaho schools for over 45 years, Neiman's has the experience and knowledge to put your student in the right instrument for your situation. Neiman's Music will be represented at the school meetings. Neiman's.
We're back at Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. We'll have some first quarter stats for you. And the big stat, the stat that is looking good right now is the scoreboard. With the Bulldogs up 9-7 and having a second down and goal just outside the Coeur d'Alene 6-yard line. The Bulldog offense has come to play tonight. And with the exception of a couple of drops and some ill-timed holding penalties, the Bulldog offense has looked very, very good. The Bulldog defense is 1 for 2. They shut him out once and got scored on once, but the Bulldog offense is keeping the ball. There's Fielding rolling out. He's looking for a receiver. He finds one. It's Irish. Irish is tackled. Ball's loose. Let's see what they call. I think they're going to say that it's incomplete. One official saying no, he was tackled and down. The other one saying incomplete. Now they nod, and we'll see what comes up with. It looks like it's going to be third down and goal from the 7.
And Chris, the Bulldogs in that first quarter, Andy Fielding 6 for 12. And of those 6 incompletions, 4 of them were drop passes. So Andy is hot tonight. 79 yards in the air and one 24-yard touchdown to Dallas Spielman. Rusty Irish, 11 carries in the first quarter, 58 yards, 30 of those coming on 1 carry.
And the Bulldogs now, once again, come to line of scrimmage. Third and goal from the 6-yard line. Fielding drops straight back, goes inside, flag down. We're going to have interference as they're going for Spielman. And the hit came too early from the guy who plays quarterback on offense, Jason Rook, it looks like. So the Bulldogs might get another penalty marking. And boy, this drive was severely helped for the Bulldogs caused by a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. And we've had a lot of flags, and it's been pretty much even. And it's now first down and goal for the Bulldogs from the 3 after the mark off in the automatic first.
Well, the referees definitely came to play in this one, Chris, because they are calling flags about every third play. So they just want to keep control of this one because they know how easily these two teams can get out of control. The Bulldogs trying to get out of the doghouse and into the end zone here. Once again, we've got a procedure against the Bulldogs, I'm sure.
And somebody messed the snap count. A couple 3 Bulldogs, definite miscommunication. So it's going to be first and goal from the 8. And Bob, every third play, we've had a flag about every second play, or 2 out of every 3 plays in this last little time since the Bulldogs have gotten inside the Coeur d'Alene 20.
Boy, now and every time we, on this drive, get down within the 5, it's pushed back to the 8, 10, 12, and here we go again. It'll be first and goal again from the 8-yard line.
Our third first and goal on this drive, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to set some sort of record here.
Bulldogs, tight set. Irish the deep back. It's a pitch to Irish. Irish is hammered in the backfield. He's running hard. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to get down to about the 7-yard line. He's going to gain something out of that, and that's just good, hard, rusty Irish on that one.
Yeah, he was hit 2-3 yards deep in the backfield, Chris, and broke that tackle to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even pick up a yard. So no real harm done, just loss of a down. Early second quarter, Bulldogs leading, I should say. So used to saying trailing. Leading 9-7.
But this is a big possession. Bulldogs need to get 6 out of this one.
Yeah.
They've had too much time down deep in this end zone, near this end zone, to not get it. Fueling rolling out. He's being rushed. He gets away from the rush. He's looking for a receiver. Now he's going to take off. He's to the middle. He's into the end zone. Andy Fueling, looking like Steve Young, goes into the end zone. And I think we're going to see a 2-point conversion on this one, Bob.
We should, and we're seeing the Bulldogs getting all of that momentum back. The crowd now back in the game going nuts. Andy Fueling really showing his 3 years of quarterback experience. Rolling out, I think last year, for sure the year before, he would have thrown that deep into trouble there. This time he tucks it in, hangs on, runs the 7 yards, touchdown Bulldogs. And he's thrown for 1, now he's run for 1. Bulldogs up 15-7, and looks like they're going to at least line up to make it 16-7, Chris, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, it looks like they're going to do that, and it's kind of an interesting spot, Bob. 15-7, you're already up 8. If you go for 2, you could go up 10. Bulldogs now going to be content to try for 9. Berkeley in, kick is up, kick is good. And the Bulldogs now lead by the score of 16-7 in the second quarter. And the offense has just been dominant tonight for the Bulldogs for the second week in a row. And, Bob, they're doing it in a completely different fashion tonight. Tonight they're doing it through the air with a lot more diversity than we saw last week.
Definitely are, Chris. A lot more diversity is the right thing, and Andy is hot tonight. I mean, his head's here. He's playing an excellent game. And, of course, they have the threat of Rusty Irish grinding the yard, so Coeur d'Alene has got to watch him. You know what set up this offense so perfectly was last week when it was Irish, Irish, Irish. That's all the Vikings would know about the Bulldogs, thinking that's their whole offense. So mixing it up, and, boy, things are going good. The team is looking very good. A great night for football. Bulldogs up 16-7. 10:58 to play in the second quarter. We got a long way to go.
Oh, boy, there's so much football left, you can't even think about it. We're just underway, second quarter. Berkeley now getting set to boot it away. Deep to receive for the Vikings, Keith Daniels. And also for the Vikings, if you'll show me his number there, Mike Dormy. So let's see what happens. And the last couple of times, the Vikings have had a couple miscues on the kicking game. It comes down deep. Daniels takes it at the 11. Daniels heads cross field. Daniels looking for a seam. He finds it. He breaks to the outside. He's to the 30. He's to the 40, and that's where he's brought down. So a nice return. Jay West at the 39-yard line, 40, let's call it, makes a tackle. So a 30-yard return. The Vikings this time, no miscues, and once again, good field position.
An excellent special team there, Chris. They set up the blocking real well. The Bulldog tackle, and West was the first one to touch him. So they opened up the hole for Daniels. He found it, and they picked up a good, getting his Vikings off to a good field position, starting at about their own 40-yard line, first and 10.
So once again to the line of scrimmage with the ball, it's Jason Rook. Rook has Zimmerman in the backfield. It's a fake to Zimmerman, a cross handoff, and the Bulldogs this time meet it. But good play by Coeur d'Alene, well designed. They get 5. It'll be second down and 5, but on that one, Bulldog defense was fairly good.
Yeah, they give him an excellent spot, Chris. They're going to give him almost 7 yards. Wow.
Well, they give him a good 6 on that one, so forward progress before he was driven back.
The Bulldogs defensively, they held the Vikings to only 24 yards rushing, Chris, in that first quarter. So let's hope the Bulldogs can keep up this big D.
Second down and 5 with the ball. Looking over the defense, Rook. Rook fakes the handoff now, does hand it off to Zimmerman, and the Bulldogs are burned on this one. With making the tackle is West. There's a flag down well behind the play, and Bob, I think this one might come back on an ill-advised block well behind the play.
There was a big play for the Vikings that gained, about 25, 30 yards on the run, but the flag came in a place where holding is usually called, and that's what it is.
So instead of a first down inside the Bulldog 35, it's going to be a second down again, and it's going to be real short. From the spot, it'll be about a second down and 2, but boy, about 30 yards of field position lost on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. That's another break for the Bulldogs.
Oh,
and we're seeing a record number of flags and a record number of holds We got to get our stat Willie man here to find out how many holding calls have ever been called in one game.
Boy, they marked off. It looked to me like they marked a 15 off on that one, so it's now 2nd down and 8. So, boy, the Vikings really penalized themselves that time. And, boy, you got two teams that are fired up, really, let's face it, don't like each other a whole heck of a lot, and they're going at it, and you know, it's a little sloppy, but you got to like the enthusiasm from both sides.
You got to like it, and you actually have to like the refereeing. They're just not going to allow any holding, any cheap blocks, anything like that happen tonight.
There's a quick pitch to the outside, Dormy. Dormy looking to get to the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to get there. He's met by David R's Bulldog defense all over it. They might give him the line, but that's it. David R's all over the play. Bulldog defense. You know, Bob, last week when the Bulldog defense looked so good against Lake City, you think, well, maybe the competition isn't as good. But, boy, this is the same Bulldog defense we saw in the first half against Pullman. We saw all last week. They're continuing it tonight.
But this is not the Bulldog defense you saw against Lakeland here when they just ran it right down our throats. Literally, we weren't making tackles tonight. We are making tackles. I mean, one-on-one tackles every time. It's very impressive.
Trips to the right on 3rd down and 8. One back in the backfield at Zimmerman. Rolling out and looking for a pass. It's Rook. Rook goes across the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for the back out of the backfield. Dormy was open, but I don't think he was expecting the pass. It's 4th down, and Nelly, the Bulldog offense revved up and ready to go. It looks like it's going to get another shot.
And this defense is doing a job there, Chris. The Vikings look really lost on offense there. They can't just get it together. They're going to have to kick it back to the Bulldogs. We should get decent field position out of this. 8:54 to play, second quarter. Bulldogs leading 16-7.
Snap comes down. This one's too low. Bulldogs put the rush on. Smith Neri gets it. The kick is short. Rolls down, and then Bulldogs will just let it roll, and it comes to bed at the 25-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25, and Brian Smith nearly makes another big defensive play on special teams. Looks like he's slightly injured himself. He's coming off the field right now. And
I think he's going to be okay, talking to Coach Knowles. And Bulldogs offense, another Andy in there barking out the signals. Like I said, up 16-7, 8:45 to play first quarter. Scoring update is brought to you by Lee's Nursery and Video. There's a lot more to Lee's than you may know. Lee's Nursery and Video.
So Fielding looking over the defense. He drops straight back to pass. Goes into the flat to Spielman. Spielman breaks to the middle, and he gets all the way up to the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of 15 and a 1st down for the Bulldogs, who continue to just move it on over and get along. Another giant gain for the Bulldogs.
I thought you were going to say get along little doggy there.
I almost thought about it, but
Bulldogs
should have actually.
Their 4th passing first down, Chris.
Wow, Bulldog. I think this Viking team has got to be stunned the way the Bulldogs are moving the ball. There's a handoff to Irish. He's met in the backfield. That one went nowhere. Bulldogs all over that one, and the Vikings, wow, they snuffed that one out for a 2-yard loss. It'll be now 2nd down and 12.
So Bulldogs, you need to establish that run with Rusty, though. He's got to get a couple of gains here, to keep everything else off balance for their offense, which has been on balance tonight. Andy Fielding having one of his best games we've seen.
Arnay goes in motion, sets up at the tight end position. West and Spielman are the receivers. Rolling out is Fielding. Fielding, big rush put on, and it's nearly intercepted. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass. Good defensive play by Bruce Coppice, and if Coppice could have picked that one cleanly, he would have been in the end zone.
Yeah, one of those square out situations to the far side where, you've done it a million times when you're a little kid. You intercept that pass, and you're gone.
And that pass by Fielding was a little behind the receiver. If he throws it out to the front and Coppice does that, then, wow, the Bulldog might get a big play, but that pass a little errant, and we haven't said that very many times tonight for Andy Fielding.
No.
Bulldog looking over the defense. Fielding fakes a handoff. It's a reverse to Spielman. Spielman needs a block. He's to the 40. He's to the 45. He's still running hard. He's going to get to the 47, but the Bulldogs will have to punt. Nice play. They get about 9 out of it, but not fooling Coeur d'Alene that time. And the Bulldog defense will have to make another appearance on the field. And wow, Bob, this is the first time the Bulldogs have been stopped tonight.
That's true, and that was a good call there, Chris, and almost a darn good play. Dallas needed a block or two and just didn't get it. He picked up about 8 or 9 yards, but it wasn't quite enough, and the Bulldogs will have to punt it away.
And Berkeley ready to do the booting duties, and back deep to receive for the Viking is Bruce Copps. The kick is a line drive. Squibber comes down and is taken at the 30-yard line, so that's where the Vikings will take over. Bulldogs, the gain, that's not the best punt that Berkeley's ever come up with, only about 28 yards. But he had a big game last week, and, well, actually a couple weeks ago. I didn't even have to punt last week, did he? Maybe once.
Maybe once. 2 weeks ago, he had a huge game several times, keeping the opponents well back in their own territory.
So now we look at the Bulldog defense again on the field. The quarterback is Jason Rook. Rook fakes a handoff, drops back to pass, goes into the slot again, and another big hit put on in the secondary, but the pass well gone. And in fact, Brett Fink has to get up and shake out that hit. But again, the quarterback, Rook, just a little bit off on his passes tonight.
Yeah, he's been a little bit off all night, Chris. He's just completed 2 of 7 now for about 30 yards. One of those a short touchdown pass, but most of his incompletes have either been the result of Bulldog big hits or he's just missing his receivers.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again to the line of scrimmage comes Jason Rook. His younger brother is the backup on this pick. The pitch is the outside to Daniels. Daniels slips down and gets a short gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 8. And another big defensive possession now for the Bulldogs with 6:35 remaining, with Sandpoint up 16-7.
Daniels needs some new cleats or something, Chris. We were watching him in their warm-ups. He fell down several times.
Well, one thing I've noticed, he's got a lot of tape on that, what looks to be his left foot, so maybe he can't plant and cut off that left foot. Maybe that's the reason he's losing it.
That's probably the reason, and very observant, and that's why you're the voice of the Bulldog.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left, one back in the backfield. Back to pass. Whoa, big rush. Rook gets away from it. He cuts across the grain, and now he's got wide open spaces. He gets a 1st down, and he's going to get play out to about the 47-yard line. And that time, the Bulldogs' backside of the defense kind of got a little too excited, got out of position, and overran the play.
Well, Chris, it was excellent pursuit on the Bulldog defense, and they forced the quarterback there to run up the middle. That's what he did, and there was no one there to get him as he picks up about 15, 16, and a Coeur d'Alene 1st down.
Ball 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Power backfield, 3 backs. It's an option play. Taking the ball and running it is Rook. Rook breaks into the secondary. Rook is to the 30. He cuts back across the grain, and Bulldogs collide, and it's going to be a touchdown for number 11, Jason Rook. And that drive completely and totally in the hands of Mr. Rook as he goes 53 yards for the touchdown. And he just picked his way and got some good blocking, and the Bulldogs defense once again has been, they've been susceptible to that kind of play, Bob.
Yeah, they've been susceptible to the big run, especially by quarterbacks, it seems, this year, Chris. And that one by Mr. Rook just did a great job of faking the handoff there, cutting in the middle, cut across the middle, I should say, picked up some great blocking and goes all the way for the touchdown.
The extra point is up and good. It's now 16-14 in favor of the Sandpoint Bulldogs. 5:40 remaining 1st half. Bulldog offense will take the field, and we'll take a timeout and be back on KSPT in 60 seconds.
Caring neighbors who know Bonner County and your pharmaceutical needs best. Pioneer Pharmacy has quality generic products and famous brand names, all at competitive prices along with the service you've come to expect, plus a drive-up window for fast prescription pickup and easy drop-off for your photo film. Pioneer Pharmacy offers free in-town delivery, next-day mail service out of Sandpoint, and Dwayne's Health Tips every Wednesday in the paper.
We're back once again at Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. The kickoff comes, sails deep, and it will bounce and go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Bulldogs will take over on the 20-yard line with the offense. So 1st and 10 now, Bulldogs on the 20, and once again the onus is on the offense to come back and get some 1st downs and some more points.
The Bulldogs, Chris, that last big run is just too bad. The Bulldogs were playing so well, had the momentum going their way, and as we've seen several times this year, the opponents being able to come up with the big gain. How many times have we seen a 38, 48, 60-yard run?
Yep.
That one a 53-yard touchdown run. Bulldogs still ahead and still have plenty of time for this offense. 5:40 to play in the quarter to put some more points on the board.
1st and 10, Fueling rolling out. Finds Hansen out of the backfield. Hansen's got the ball. He's to the 30. He's to the 40. He runs through a tackle, and he's out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Make it the 48, so the Bulldogs will get a 32-yard play out of the backfield to Roy Hansen.
Boy, and Andy Fueling now is racking up some stats because he's having a big night. He had 80 yards in the first quarter alone, and about 50 or so here in the second quarter. Roy Hansen has become a factor in this game. Didn't they give him Offensive Line Player of the Week a couple weeks ago just because he never carries the ball? He never gets to touch it. Tonight, he's touching the ball and picking up some yards.
So there's a handoff, Irish. Irish to the outside to the 45. Runs through a tackle, puts on a big hit, and he's going to get down to about the 41-yard line. So give Rusty Irish a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. First half, and boy, Bob, the excitement level is rising as the game goes along, and the tension continues to build and mount.
Oh, no kidding. And we'll have some more scores from you from around the county and around the region here in our next break when we have time to pass them along to you. The Bulldogs don't take much of a huddle, Chris, so it's hard to get any information in when they have the ball.
Second down, short. Fueling goes deep for Spielman. It is just overshot. Dallas dives for the ball. Mr. Football, as we like to call him.
Yeah.
And he nearly came up with that one. Mr. Acrobatic Catch just out of his reach.
Well, the Bulldogs are doing a great job of mixing up the offense. The Vikings have just got to, they're going to go into halftime going, what is going on? They didn't see any of this in the game films all year. The Bulldogs doing an excellent job and moving the ball. 5:20 to play, second quarter.
Handoff, quarterback sneak, and the Bulldogs are going to get it. Nice run. They were up to the line and broke their huddle, and I think at the line of scrimmage, Andy changed the play like the big quarterback sneak we saw, and he got the about 8-yard gain in the first down inside the 35-yard line.
Another Bulldog first down. That's 10 first downs in the first half here for the Bulldogs, amassing some offense and, again, on the move.
So, first and 10 Bulldogs, 34-yard line of the Vikings. Fueling hands it off to Irish. Irish is going to be stuffed, but he still manages to make his way to the 30, and that's going to be another gain of 4 and a second down and 6 underway.
No, that's just pure strength from Rusty Irish as he, like you said, stuffed it at the line. He drags 4 Vikings with him 4 yards.
Officials timeout on the play for equipment modification from the Vikings.
And 4:54 to play in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading the Coeur d'Alene Vikings 16-14. Just a whale of a ball game. Don't you go anywhere. Stick with us and catch the rest of this one. This scoring update is brought to you by Packages Plus. Of course, they're in Sandpoint and then now also in Bonners Ferry. For all your shipping needs, it's Packages Plus.
Fueling to the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs, second down, 6, 30-yard line where the ball rests. Backfield for the Bulldogs, pitch to the outside to Irish. Irish breaks into the secondary. He's running hard. He's inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 26. It's going to bring up a third down now and a short 2. Another 4 yards for Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty's starting to rack them up himself. And the Bulldogs now faced with, they're faced with more third downs tonight, I think, than we've had in previous games. This will be third, and they're calling it one. It's a heck of a long one. We'll see what Satini, Flo, and the coaching staff come up with as the call. Chris?
Fueling looks over the defense. Irish is at the deep back in the eye. Fueling back to pass. He's going deep again. Again, this time he overshoots Dallas Spielman on third and short. So it's going to be fourth down and short, and I would venture a guess that the Bulldogs are going to go for it here with the ball on the 26-yard line.
All right, Chris, that's one of my favorite calls in football. 3rd and 1, and you go long. I mean, why not? You're going to go for it on 4th and 1, and just puts a little more pressure on you, I guess. But the element of surprise was there. They just could not connect, but they have to connect on a big play here, Chris. They're calling it actually 2 yards now.
They need to get to the 29. The handoff is Irish. Irish running hard, still going, and he's going to get the first down to the 27-yard line. Nothing but brute strength from Rusty Irish and his offensive line. 1st and 10. Give him 4 more yards.
Boy, that looked like a rugby scrum as he just piled into bodies all over the place. And, just like in those scrums, it's the strong guys who push the momentum. And there he was, Rusty Irish and the Bulldogs powering ahead for a first down.
Boy, this crowd's so loud, I got to turn my crowd mic.
I know, this is great.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. Rusty Irish is on the move, and he's going to be called for the illegal procedures. The pass is complete to the 15-yard line. But Bulldogs will mark him back 5 as Rusty came out of his crouch and took a couple early steps.
Just a little too fired up, I think, there, Chris.
So it'll be second down now, or 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs. They'll be marked outside the 25 to about the 27. Second down coming. Bulldogs, who have a 2-point lead, 16-14 with 4:28 remaining in this first half. Exciting, action-packed first half, Bob. We have another whole half to go.
I know.
That's exciting and kind of depressing at the same time because I'm not sure my heart can take it. Fueling rolls out. He's got a man. It's Hansen. Hansen nearly makes the catch, and the catch is then caught by Spielman at the 13-yard line. Through the hands of Hansen, caught by Spielman. I wonder if Hansen gets an assist on that. But anyway, it's a completed pass and a gain of about 10 yards, real close to first down yardage. They may have to measure this one. Well, they're going to mark it at the 14, so it'll be second down and short.
What a catch by Dallas. The ball goes through Roy Hansen's hands, off of his shoulder pads, into the air. Dallas just happened to be there, laying on the ground, makes the catch.
And up to Irish. Irish running for the first down. It's going to be real close to see if he gets it. In fact, he may lose a half a yard on this one. It's now going to be third down and 2. They need to get to the 18. They rest just inside the 20. 3:57 remaining, and boy, the Bulldogs, nice thing about this is if they can run a couple more minutes off the clock and get into the end zone, that won't give the Vikings a real chance to come up with anything as we end the first half, because the Vikings are going to get 2 possessions in a row on this one unless the Bulldogs can burn the rest of this 3:40 up.
Because the Bulldogs will have to kick off to open the second half.
They will indeed. In motion, Arnay. It's third and short. Handoff. Fueling once again goes for the quarterback sneak, and he looks like he's going to have first down yardage to the 17-yard line. Real close on the spot. We'll see what they say. PA says first down. I haven't seen an official actually give it a first down marker yet. They're looking it over.
The PA guy's trying to give him that little extra push. Right? They already called it a first down. You got to give it to him.
And they're going to bring the chains in. We will have a measurement. Ooh.
It looked like Andy got it easily from our vantage point, but where they marked the ball, it's going to be pretty doggone close, and here comes the chain.
I think that he got it, Bob. I really think he did. If not, just do the same thing over again. You're only going to need a half an inch or 2. Oh, looks like he's going to be short, Bob. Yeah, he's going to be short. First down by about 3 inches. So Bulldogs now first and 10 on the 13. And they're like Old Man River, Bob. They just keep on rolling in this game tonight.
They are rolling tonight. This is a classic game. I mean, the way things are going, 16-14 Bulldogs knocking at the door again. 3:22 to play. We're only in the second quarter. Pull up a chair, relax, and well, it's kind of hard to relax in a game like this, but stick around. They're going to have a heck of a second half. We'll see if the Bulldogs can get some more points before halftime.
First and 10, 13-yard line. Fueling, rolling out the pass, looking for a receiver. Being chased from behind, he gets away from the rush. He still has the ball. He now throws it in the end zone. It's caught by Roy Hansen for a touchdown. Oh, Andy Fueling holding the ball, and then releasing it to Roy Hansen for the touchdown. Bulldogs now lead 22-14, and once again, the Bulldog kicking team comes onto the field.
Chris, we talked about Andy using all of his experience and just having the game of his life. He's having it tonight. He is on, and that was pure experience, folks, as he rolled and just waited till he's found a man open, fires in the end zone. Roy Hansen, 13-yard touchdown toss. We'll have Andy's stats for you at halftime. That's going to take some doing.
I think Les Arnay is saying the ball went through my hands. I could have caught that.
It did.
So the Bulldogs, a little luck and a lot of skill, now lead 22-14. Extra point coming. It is down. It is up. It is good. Bulldogs lead 23-14, and we'll be back in 60 seconds with more Bulldog football here on KSPT.
It's new. It's just about ready to open. Ponderay Yamaha has the power to satisfy. So don't buy a new snowmobile until you've seen the new Phasers and B-Max at Ponderay.
Vehicle of the same year. Protect your investment. Car care inside and out pays off in many ways. Protect and enhance your prized possession inside and out. See the experts at Sandpoint Professional Auto Detail on the corner of 5th and Fur, or call 263-0982 today.
Back at Barlow Stadium as the kickoff comes short and is taken at the 25-yard line, down at the 32. So Lake City, or Coeur d'Alene, excuse me, will take over on the 32-yard line, first and 10, and this is a giant defensive possession for the Bulldogs. They've got about 68 yards of real estate to work with and 3 minutes on the clock.
Well, the Bulldogs sure didn't take any time, and we're getting their third touchdown of the night, Chris. They just marched right down the field. They ate up only about a minute and a half. So what that does, it leaves Coeur d'Alene some time to do it, though. 2:55 to play before the intermission.
There's a fake handoff. Back to pass Rook. Rook throws to the outside. It's incomplete through the arms of his receiver, who is Brett Fink, and Fink really had to circle back for that one.
Got some scores to pass along now, Chris, because I'm sure Coeur d'Alene takes huddles like the Bulldogs don't. So it gives us a minute. Bonners Ferry leading Lakeland.
Wow.
7-0.
Oh, my gosh.
And we can only assume that's a late in the second quarter. Priest River and Wallace 0-0. Lewiston blowing out Lake City 35-7 halftime there.
No surprise in that one. And now under center, Rook again. Rook fakes the handoff, rolls out, looks for a man. He goes back across the grain. A screen is set up there, and no Bulldogs are out over there. Ours gets blocked, and cutting back across the middle, and finally being tackled after a big gain on the play of, what do you got there, Bob?
About 25 yards.
25 yards, making the reception. Mike Dormy, they set that one up real nicely.
The play calling for Coeur d'Alene has been, as it is year in and year out, very well, Chris, and their execution is actually pretty good. It's just been up to the Bulldog defense to stop them, and but with Coeur d'Alene kind of knocking at the door sort of now on the 43-yard line, Bulldog defense is going to have to be tough.
1st and 10, back to pass again. Rook goes into the flat. He's got a man out there. It's to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 8. And stepping out of bounds with the catch and stopping the clock is Mike Drake. And the Bulldog defense is going to have to stiffen up and tighten up here a little bit and cause Coeur d'Alene to take some timeouts because they've got 2:19 left, and now the Bulldogs only have 35 yards of field to work with.
And the coach's son there, Mr. Drake, doing an excellent job of catching the ball and getting out of bounds to stop that clock, Chris.
Okay, here we go. Bulldogs on defense on a 2nd down and 3. Rook looking over the defense. He's got Zimmerman in the backfield along with wing backs. And there's a handoff to Zimmerman right up the middle. No, it's an option. Once again, Rook is running the option. He gets to the outside, and he's tackled out of bounds at the 25. Boy, the Bulldogs are really biting on the fake up the middle, and Coach Below is just beside himself running out and giving the defense instructions. He knows how big this possession is right here, Bob.
Well, it's not only points we're talking about at this point, Chris. It's momentum, as the Bulldogs had the momentum coming down and scoring this last time. Crowd going nuts, but they left too many minutes on the clock, and this Coeur d'Alene offense they're finding themselves here in the 2nd quarter, and they're rolling down the field.
1st and 10, 24-yard line. Rook has Zimmerman deep in the backfield, and he's got Daniels and Dormy kind of split out as slot backs in the set. There's another fake handoff. This time it comes to Daniels. Daniels breaks into the secondary, and he's down to the 15-yard line. Again, that's going to be very close to 1st down yardage. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. 2 minutes remaining first half.
And Vikings not taking much of a huddle now, Chris, as they're in their 2-minute offense. They come right up to the line.
Rook looking over the defense. Again, same set. 2 wide receivers split out wide to the left. Rook back to pass, flag down. Rook dropped from behind. Rook is sacked in the backfield by Ben Corliss, and rack up number 6 for him on the season.
Boy, and Ben just all over and picked him up and threw him down, and the penalty is against Coeur d'Alene anyway. So what do they do?
Good question. I think that you, I don't know, Bob. I think you take the down, make it 3rd down. You drop them for about a 2-yard loss. You're only going to gain 3 yards out of it. Now the question is, do you have the ability to decline it, or was it no play? We'll see. Officials talking it over. They're talking.
I think they have to have the ability to decline it because they're talking about it.
Well, that's true.
Either that or discussing where they're going to go after the game, but I doubt that.
Not at this point. Bulldogs are content to call it 3rd down, and they will decline it, so it'll be 3rd down now and about 3. Ball resting just about the 17-yard line. The 15 is where they need to get. Coeur d'Alene has to burn a timeout. They'll do so. We'll do the same, and we'll have more Bulldog football for you in 30 seconds on KSPT.
Hey, what's the matter there, boy? Oh, you say you know winter's coming on, and you still...
On the field, giving his charges the advice they need for this 3rd down, and, what do you call it, about 3 play with 1:43 remaining here in this first half. Bulldogs clinging to a 23-14 lead. And, the interesting thing, the Bulldogs have had a chance to extend the lead to 10, but I think the Bulldog coaching staff's philosophy on this is they're trying to keep a score ahead. No matter what, one score will not tie them, with which it would if the Bulldogs went for 2, missed it, and then they would be within 8 points.
Plus, with Chad Berkeley, we have such a solid kicking game as that it's a rare luxury to have in high school football as a kicker that extra point's almost automatic every time. So just have him keep kicking in there.
4 wide receivers in the set, and Zimmerman is offsides. He forgot the count, so boy, that's going to mark the Vikings back 5 more and make it 3rd and 9, and that's going to be drawing them, if the call goes the way we think it will, that's going to be drawing them very close to out of field goal range if they are incomplete on 4th down.
That's right.
Or what we would think is makeable field goal range. Now, we saw some 50-yarders being put up by the kicking team in practice, but unfortunately, they were only getting about 1 out of every 4 snaps down properly. They're working it over.
They're talking to the Bulldogs. They're going to have to march them back 5, I would imagine.
This doesn't cost you anything. You send them back on this one.
So big bummer for Viking fans. They had a 3rd and 3. Now they got to change their play, I would imagine, a little bit. And I got to get the phone, Chris.
Yeah, go right ahead. Here we go. 1:43 remaining in the first half. Bulldogs are up by 9 points. And it's now a 3rd down and 8. With the ball, Rook. Rook rolling out, looking for a receiver. He can't find one. Now he throws it into the middle of the field, and it's caught for a first down at about the 9-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 14 on the play. 1st and 10, 1:36 remaining.
Well, if you're listening back at the studio, we need a clarification. They just gave us a score of 14-0 Lakeland at half. Before we said it was 7-0 Bonner. So
we'll get that later. There's a pass out into the flat. Pass is dropped. Would have been a touchdown, probably. It's dropped by Ben Davis. Wow. Davis drops a sure touchdown. It's now 2nd and goal from about the 8. And 1:30 remaining for the Sandpoint Bulldog defense to hold off.
Oh, boy. The Bulldog defense being asked for another big hold here. We'll call it 2nd and
goal, just inside the 10, about the 9-8 yard line. Back to pass, looking for a receiver. Rook, big rush put on. Corliss hits him as he throws and causes the pass to go incomplete. The man open in the end zone looked like Drake. Was Mike Drake, coach's son, but Corliss putting on a big rush, hitting the quarterback as he threw it. Errant pass, 3rd and goal.
Boy, a big, 1st and goal kind of stand here for the Bulldogs, Chris, and they held them for 2 plays, 2 more to go.
Wow. This is one of those plays where if you have it all-out blitz, you just send everyone. Send the refs if you can.
Well, I don't know what their option type of thing that they run, though. That could be pretty costly.
Well, 3rd and goal in this position. They're going to be taking a shot into the end zone, then I imagine trying to kick a field goal. Bulldogs looking over. Defense. Rook back to pass. It's a handoff up the middle to Zimmerman. And he's going to get down at the 1. It's going to be 4. Oh, they give him that touchdown. So you're right on that one, Bob. They went with the draw, fooled the Bulldog defense, and they get on the board and draw once again within 3 points at 23-20. But 1:16 remaining for the Bulldog offense now to possibly get something going.
What a ball game, and just a seesaw battle going back and forth, and it just goes 4th this time for Coeur d'Alene.
And each defense has held once. And so far, the only difference in the game is that the Bulldogs got the ball first, and they got 3 out of it. The kick, extra point up, good, and into the lake on that one. A nice, strong one. So 1:16 remaining. We've got a score of 23-21 in favor of the Bulldogs. Halftime just around the corner. We'll keep it right here. And, Nelly, we've got some interesting stuff coming on.
16 again, Chris. Halftime to come down the field.
They do indeed. And let's see if they can keep the ball out of the end zone. A couple of touchbacks have really hurt the Bulldog kicking game tonight. And that's into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. You don't get the opportunity to run it out in high school football. And what a weapon that is when your kicker can consistently boot it into the end zone. Whew, man alive.
All right, no kidding. So the Bulldogs, they got 80 yards to go and 1:16 to do it. But the way the offense has spread it out tonight, they definitely can do that. Andy Fueling having well, we said it a few times, probably the game of his life so far.
Well, he's really racking up some yardage. You know, the first time that he played, he came in at halftime and relieved Zach Libby and had a big game that night. And we kind of expected him to really blossom into a superstar, and he's showing that tonight. Experience is his friend in this game. There's a quick to the outside, West. West looks to the outside. That's a very short gain of about 2 or 3. Just kind of looking to break something there. It's going to be 2nd down, 1:08 remaining now. Bulldogs, 2-minute offense. Fueling calls the play. As soon as they set the ball, they'll head to the line of scrimmage. They come to the line. Now just under a minute. 2nd down, 8. Fueling looking over the defense. He's got 3 wide receivers and 2 backs. Another quick split. Oh, the Bulldogs are going for it again. They're going for the halfback option. The pass is just overthrown to Arnay. Oh, man. They threw that pass to Spielman in the backfield on the lateral, then to Arnay. And, boy, Arnay just didn't quite have enough to get there.
Well, and yeah, Dallas just overthrew him by about an arm's length. An excellent play. The Bulldogs, they've run it 6 or 7 times this year. Once for a touchdown. That was at West Valley, I believe. And that time it could have been another 6 as they took him by surprise. Arnay was out there one-on-one showing some great speed. Just a little short.
So third down, Bulldogs this time in a tight set. They fake the handoff, rolling out, fueling, looking for a receiver. He's got one out there. It's incomplete. Spielman almost made a great play. So with 43 seconds left, it's fourth down, and the Bulldogs will have to punt. And this is an important punt for the Sandpoint Bulldog offense.
Yeah, that was just 3 real quick and outs. Chris hardly took up any time at all. And, well, let's see, it took up about around 36 seconds is all. So it gives Coeur d'Alene's going to get the ball back with time to get off a play or two. So this is a big punt for Mr. Berkeley. Let's hope that he can get his foot into this one.
He'll get the ball away at about the 10-yard line. Snap, very important on this one. Snap comes down. It's a good one. Big rush put on. Berkeley gets it away, and boy, this is a monster kick. Taken all the way back, rolls down to the 30, dropped at the 20, ball's loose. And at the 22-yard line, Bob, get this. We're looking at, what do we got there? 28, and let's see, to the 50, and then another 28 to the 22-yard line. Wow, what a time for a punt like that. A punt of 54 yards, 56 yards, and no return. And boy, that was nearly a turnover.
Yeah, the Coeur d'Alene Viking kick returner had actually picked up the ball and dropped it, kind of actually not really picked it up, but just sort of touched it with his hand, so the Bulldogs could have gotten the ball almost. And I think that Coeur d'Alene should be smart and just run this thing out.
They do. They hand it off right up the middle, short yardage to about the 26-yard line. Give him 4, 22 seconds left. Vikings now quickly out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Rook brings him up. He's called 2 plays in the huddle. He's now telling his defense what he wants, or his offense what he wants them to do. Bulldogs just need to guard against the long one. There's a pitch to the outside. It's caught, shake and bake to the inside, but the Bulldogs are all over this. Ours rides him out of bounds with 2 seconds left at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a first down, but immaterially, this will now be the final play of the first half. And what a first half we've had, folks. 23-21 is the score. Oh, my gosh. Vikings call timeout. We'll do the same. We'll have more football for you here on KSPT in 30 seconds.
Protect the finish on your vehicle from winter conditions.
At Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field with the Bulldogs slimly in the lead. 23-21 at a packed Barlow Stadium. War Memorial Field. There's fans just about everywhere. It's now 1st and 10 at the 35.
A couple fans up here, I know that.
And the final 2 seconds about to expire. The Bulldogs going to get a sack. Oh, and Rook takes a big hit from Sandpoint Bulldog number 71, Brian Smith. And that's the end of the first half of the Bulldogs. Up 23-21. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back with some halftime statistics here on KSPT.
Whenever you call our name, we'll be there for you. Whenever you call our name, we'll be there for you.
Do you think you feel like you should? Well, if you're stressed out because of headaches, back pain, an injury at work or at home, Sandpoint Chiropractic Clinic may have the relief.
Statistics himself, Bob Woody.
What a game and what stats we have. 23-21. This is going to be a sensational second half for the Coeur d'Alene Vikings. In that first half of their 21 points, they had a touchdown throw of 10 yards for their quarterback, who total of 5 for 12 in the game for about 71 yards. They have 140 yards rushing. The other 2 touchdown runs of 54 and 8 yards. So the big play once again being kind of the difference as far as the Bulldog defense is concerned. Offensively for the Bulldogs, Andy Fueling off to a big night, unofficially 12 for 23, 160 yards in the air for Andy in the first half. Rusty Irish on the ground, 106 yards. So what may not look like Rusty having a big night, he's halfway there to 200 already. So big night for the Bulldogs, a big second half ahead. Once again, Bulldogs leading in halftime 23-21.
Wow, boy, we're going to take some time out. We're going to catch our breath. And because we got a rock and roll in second half coming your way here on KSPT. With the Bulldogs up 23-21, we're going to turn it over now back to the station and give you some news.
From ABC News, I'm Mary Margaret Myers. Crazy like a...
Something like that. But the Bulldogs now coming back onto the field. And the crowd, one of the bigger crowds I can remember. We always have great crowds here, but boy, it's just overflowing out into the street tonight. even a good contingent from Coeur d'Alene along the way. So great crowd and a beautiful night for football, and it's going to be a sensational second half.
Boy, boy, oh boy, don't you know it, Bulldogs will be kicking off here momentarily to get this second half underway. And, well, we'll see what happens here at the start of the second. A couple of times this year, the Bulldogs have been prone to third-quarter lapses. Well, we definitely hope that that's not the case tonight because this is a tight ball game. Bulldogs led against Bonners Ferry, and they ended up losing by quite considerable sum. So Bulldogs have come a long way from that day, especially on offense. Boy, tonight they are just clicking on all cylinders, and it's not been just hand it off to Rusty here, hand it off to Rusty there, move Rusty around. They've been doing a lot. Roy Hansen has been a very big part of the offense tonight. Gosh, he might even be the offensive back of the week this week after being an honorary offensive lineman earlier in the season. Lots of football left, a full 24 juicy, delicious, salivating minutes of football coming your way.
One of the keys, we're talking about the Bulldog defense has really solidified in the last couple of weeks, but they're still a little bit susceptible. We saw it in the long quarterback run of letting up the big play, and I think that's going to be the key for them here in the second half is, to bend a little bit because they're going to here and there against this quick option offense, but to not break.
And I think now the Bulldogs have seen this offense for a half, and it's a tough offense to see what's going on. They fake more than just about anybody. They fake the handoff to the guy coming up the middle almost every time, and they finally handed it to him for the touchdown there on the 8-yard line when I'm sure the Bulldogs thought pass on 3rd down and 8 from the 8-yard line on a goal line situation. So we'll see what happens. Now Bulldogs ready to take the field and boot it away. Berkeley getting set to do the kicking duties once again, deep to receive. For Coeur d'Alene is Mike Dormy, and for them, number 30, Keith Daniels. Daniels and Dormy deep. Berkeley set to boot it, and let's see what the Bulldogs can come up with. And one of the other stories of tonight has been the kicking game of Coeur d'Alene. Davis, their kicker, is booted into the end zone 3 times. There's a deep kick. It comes down at about the 5-yard line. It's dropped. Running after it, Dormy picks it up at the 3. Daniels gets it, and he's up, spinning away from a couple of tacklers, and he's still going. Bulldogs can't bring him down. He's to the 30 and out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. And boy, the Bulldogs really could have done them, got him down deep, but they weren't able to do it, and we have an injured Bulldog down on the field inside the 10-yard line.
Now we can't see who that injured player is, but what a run by Daniels there, Chris, as it looks like, he dropped the ball back at the 5 to about the 3, picked it up. The Bulldogs had a big chance of getting him way back there, but he made some big spinning moves and a good run to give him decent field position of starting at about the 32-yard line. And Chris, who is that player?
It's Roy Hansen, and he's been the star out of the backfield tonight for the Bulldogs.
He's up and running to the sidelines. Looks like he'll be okay.
We'll have to wait and see if he comes out to play some offense in a moment. But right now it's the defense at front and center for the Bulldogs. Quick pitch to the outside, running with the ball and throwing it into the flat once again is the quarterback. And there's a saving, stoosing tackle put on by the Bulldogs. Number 52, John Bergstrom, and another nice play. Give him 11 yards right off the first down play. The pass complete from Rook to Dormy out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's that option, Chris. Even fooled you. I'm sure. I hate to be the cameraman tonight trying to follow this guy because a couple of quick fakes and then a quick pass to the outlet and quick 11 yards and a quick first down for Coeur d'Alene.
Vikings looking over the defense. Bulldog defense, let's see if they can possibly get a turnover here soon. There's a handoff. Once again, it's the option, the quarterback option, and this time it goes nowhere. Rook runs it, and Rook gets hooked, and he doesn't get very much. Give him a gain of maybe a long one. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yes, he got hooked. You could say he got rooked, too. Give him a yard there.
Oh, okay, 2nd down, 9. Defense deployed for the Bulldogs. To the line of scrimmage come the Vikings. We have the backfield I formation this time. Daniels the deep back, Zimmerman the up back. Fake handoff, pitch to the outside, and pass is complete for about a 7-8 yard gain. And this pass is caught on the outside flank by Morgan Stewart, getting his first action as far as handling the ball is concerned. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Fake handoff pitch, and it's a pass. It's the way it looks here with this offense. they do.
Well,
so
when I say
quick
pitch, I'm saying that he's throwing it.
Yeah, I understand.
Out to the outside.
It's just tough to call with all of these options that the quarterback has on each play.
And they come up with a lot of different formations. There's a handoff up the middle and big break into the secondary. And right off the bat, the Bulldogs are going to give up another big play. The touchdown comes 49 yards to Mike Dormy, and the Bulldog defense needs to regroup big time. Now Bulldogs down for the first time on the night, 27-23.
And Chris, what we just talked about at the half was the Bulldogs defense. You knew they're going to bend a little bit with this great Coeur d'Alene offense, but just not break, not let them have those big plays. And then right off the bat, 47, 48-yard touchdown romp. Looks similar to a couple of those Cole Clausen runs from Lakeland where they get past the line of scrimmage. There's nobody there, and he's just off to the races. And Coeur d'Alene off to the lead now, 27-23. They're trying to make it 28 here with the extra point.
They're going for the fake. The pass is incomplete, thrown out into the flat. You knew something was amiss because the regular kicker wasn't in, and the pass was taken by the holder. He just stood up, went for the two-point conversion. It's no good, so the score remains 27-23. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back on KSPT here in 60 seconds.
16 vital services for your car or truck, including oil change, lube and filter, in just minutes. And boy, is it a lot easier than doing it yourself. No mess, and Lightning Lube recycles the used oil for you. For performance, protection, and quality, it's Pennzoil. For service, it's Lightning Lube, 214 Pine Street. Lightning Lube.
Back in Barlow Stadium, this time the kick is a squib kick, rolls down. It's going to be taken by Irish at the 10. Irish hits to the outside, to the far side of the field. He's got a wall. He's to the 30 and out to the 32-yard line, and that's where the Sandpoint Bulldog offense will take over. And for the first time tonight, the offense find themselves behind.
That's true, Chris, and it's been a game of momentum. It's switched back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and let's hope that the Bulldog offense can do the same kind of damage. The Coeur d'Alene offense, we just saw them with the big play and to go ahead, and of course this Bulldog offense, real potential of having big plays. Let's hope they can get a couple right now. Andy Fueling taking the snap.
Fueling hands it off to Irish. Irish heads to the outside. Irish is going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. They might give him a little short yardage, but he doesn't get very far, marking the 33, so he'll get about one. It'll be second down and 9.
And for all you Rusty Irish fan club out there wondering how he did in the first half, where he carried the ball, let's see, about 23 times. A lot of carries for, make that 21 times, 106 yards.
So Fueling had some nice runs in there, too, including a touchdown run. There's a pass to the outside. It's caught by West. West hit immediately as soon as he catches it. He gets to the 39, so the Bulldogs will get 7 on that one, and it'll be third down and about 3, and a critical third down for the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, it really is, Chris. As like we said, momentum has been so important for both squads, and this game. Be nice for the Bulldogs to kind of regroup and get something going. Give the defense some time off the field to get their thing together, too.
Well, the Bulldog defense played the better portion of that late second quarter, and now they played the first couple minutes of the third quarter in the offense, trying to get back into the game. Fueling, and the Bulldogs, Arnay forgets what the snap count is. Bulldogs will be marked down 5, and it'll be 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 3.
Well, the Bulldogs have been so proficient at their snap counts all year up to this game. They've drawn the offsides several times when they've needed, but tonight, I don't know what the difference could be, but they're just having some miscommunication.
And it hasn't been one player. It's been a whole host of different players on different occasions coming up with the problem. So Bulldogs now look at over 3rd and 8. They need to get to the 42. They're on the 34-yard line. Fueling to the line of scrimmage. Tight formation for the Bulldog offense. Split backs, now eye in the backfield. Fake handoff, Fueling rolling out, looking for a man. Once again, he might look for Hansen. He figures it out, throws it, and it is incomplete. And there's a flag down late.
Another late hit.
We're going to have a late hit against Andy Fueling again. So we'll see what the flag's about. Now, it could have been he was real close to being past the line of scrimmage, and that's what the Coeur d'Alene coaches are pointing at. But as late as the flag came, we'll have to see what it's about.
Heck,
they're talking over with the Coeur d'Alene defense, so I think they're going to mark this one against the Bulldogs, and we're going to have Andy beyond the line of scrimmage.
I think he was by a good yard or two, Chris, and that is going to be the call. 2 calls against the Bulldogs.
So they've got an eligible man downfield, and, that's a loss of down, Bob. So it makes it 4th down, and the Bulldog punting team will have to come to the field.
I'm surprised that Andy even tried to throw that, because it looked like, when a quarterback holds the ball up in the air to fake out the defense that he's going to run, it looked like he was doing that. Then at the last second thought that maybe he was still behind the line and heaved it. But a run would have picked up a little yardage there. So maybe not making the better choice on that one. The Bulldogs will have to punt the ball away. 8:38 to play, third quarter. Bulldogs trailing 27-23.
Snap back. Berkeley gets ready to boot it away. He does. He has a big rush put on him, and the ball comes down and is taken at the 33-yard line and then run out of bounds at about the 39, 40-yard line. So that's where Coeur d'Alene will take over once again. Good field position. Bulldogs unable to get a first down on their first possession, and wow, this is a major possession. This is a big possession for the Bulldog defense.
That it is, Chris, because like you said a few minutes ago, the Bulldogs have been susceptible this season to having bad third quarters, and they're off to a bad start in this third quarter with Coeur d'Alene coming down and getting the big plays. So like you said, the defense has really got to come up this time and show Coeur d'Alene that they can stop them and put a stop now and get the ball back into our offense's hands.
I backfield for Coeur d'Alene. Snap back to pass, quick pass, incomplete and almost intercepted off the hands of Trevor Walkington. 2nd down and 10.
Boy, what a big interception that would have been, as it touched about 5 players there, but no one could catch it, and it just falls for an incomplete.
And Jason Harris is in the game calling the signals tonight for the Bulldog defense, and he's seen a little more playing time than I think Coach Beloa thought he might.
8:27 to play, third quarter. Bulldogs trailing Coeur d'Alene 23-27. This scoring update is brought to you by Lee's Nursery and Video. There's a lot more to Lee's than you may know. Check it out yourself. Lee's Nursery and Video.
There's a quick pitch, handoff right up the middle. Zimmerman, big running room. It looked to me like one of the Vikings left early, but no call on the play, and a big run from the 40 across midfield down to the 46, so a 16-yard gain, and once again the Vikings are in Bulldog territory.
And again, a big hole for them that time too, and the crowd are really trying to pump up the Bulldog defense. As you hear the chants, defense, defense, defense. They need some defense right now, Chris.
Well, they need a big play because the Vikings are on the march again, and the Bulldogs are now down by 4. Rook looks over the defense, hands it up the middle, nearly stripped, and the short gain on the play down to the 40, a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7, and we have a Bulldog who is down on the field, and a possible knee situation there for one of the Sandpoint Bulldog linemen. Looks to me
72?
like that's Jeremy Krebs, who's into the ball game, seeing a lot of playing time. Coming off Bulldog defense now, getting a bit of a break on this one to regroup themselves on what will be a 2nd down and about 7.
So it's number 72 down for the Bulldogs. Okay. So defense really needed to come up with a stop here, as Coeur d'Alene is getting their offense into gear lately, and boy, they handed off that big number 49. He's a big guy, Zimmerman. Remember him from basketball, right?
And Bob, we haven't stopped them since the very first possession, except for the play that ended the half. So the Bulldog defense has been giving up a lot of yards and quite a bit of points. First half, the Bulldog offense was scoring with them. Right now, for the Bulldog offense to have a chance to score with them again, they're going to have to make a stop and get the Bulldog offense the ball back.
And the Bulldog injured player is up and limping a bit off the field. Coach Knowles and Steve Sordorf helping him off the field.
But he comes out on his own power, so Jeremy Krebs gets up, walks off the field. Looks like he will be okay. We'll wait and see if he returns to the action. Rook looking over the defense again, and he's straight back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He goes out in the flat. It's incomplete, so it'll be 3rd down and 7, and he just misfired on that one in a big way.
And, you know, it's been kind of a break for the Bulldogs is Rook's inability to hit his receivers tonight, as he's missed them several times, 5 or 6 times that come to mind. And on plays when guys possibly could have been open there, another one just goes for incomplete. So kind of a break for the Bulldogs. Sets up a 3rd and about a long 6.
So 3rd down, nearly 7 yards. Crowd chants defense. Rook looking over that defense right now. 4 wide receivers in the set, and Rook drops straight back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He goes long. He's got a man out there. He throws it out of bounds. Again, misfiring. Bulldog defense all over that time, and it looks like we're going to see a punt from the Vikings. This will, for the most part, more than likely put the Bulldogs deep in their own end, but the offense will get another chance, Bob.
And that time, Rook, Chris, he needed to throw a bullet and instead tried to just loft it over the Bulldog defense, and it just fluttered out of bounds innocently. And the Vikings will have to punt. The Bulldogs could get some pretty good field position out of this.
Well, the kick will come away from nearly midfield. Once again, it's a high snap. It's taken this time nicely. The kick comes away. It's spiraling. It's going to be taken by Thompson at the 10. Thompson runs out of real estate, and that's where he's going to go down, 10-yard line. So he just picked up the ball, and there was no return.
Forget that good field position thing I talked about, but the Bulldogs do get the ball back, and the defense did stop them.
That's right. So the Bulldog offense now really needs to come back to the 4 and get some yardage going with the Bulldogs down 4, 27-23. We've got a whale of a ball game for you tonight from Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. Oh, my gosh. Whew. Lots of action. Fueling back, and the offense now set to take the field.
And the Bulldogs, once again, not set to take very long huddles. Andy just comes out, barks a few instructions, and they're ready to get it going, and hopefully they can get the offense going again.
So, in motion, Arnay. Arnay comes to the right side. Bulldogs. Fumble, ball's loose. Fueling picks it up, and he's going to be hammered down at the 10-yard line. Came out of center a little bit too soon, and he's driven all the way back inside the 3 and tackled, and there's a flag late, and there's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It looks like assessed for a kick against one of the Coeur d'Alene Viking defenders. And, yeah, the Coeur d'Alene Vikings, they have not played smart football tonight at all, Bob.
That wasn't smart at all. What happened on the play, folks, Andy dropped the snap, picked it up, and tried to run it forward. 2 Vikings just picked him up. The whistle blew as they were pounding him backwards, so the play was over. Then they threw him to the ground, and one of the Coeur d'Alene players kicked him. I mean, right in front of the referee, us, the crowd, everybody. If I was a Coeur d'Alene coach, I'd take that fella out and pull him aside. Lou Holtz would be in his face.
Oh, my gosh, that's not a smart play. So instead of the Bulldogs having a 2nd down and 10, it's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, and the Bulldogs have a little field position to work with now.
Big break for the Bulldogs because, yeah, like you said, they were backed up in their corner. Now get a little breathing room, and let's see if they can take advantage of the break here. 7:13 to play in the 3rd, trailing by 4.
So let's see what the Bulldog offense brings to the table this time. Tight formation, 1st down and 10. Fueling, quick pitch to the outside. Rusty Irish met in the backfield. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe eke out a little bit. But no, they'll say 2nd down and 10, no gain. And one of the Bulldog blockers ran right by a Coeur d'Alene defender, and that caused a bit of a muddle in the backfield for the Bulldogs.
A bit of a muddle, yes.
So 2nd down, 10 Bulldogs. See what the offense brings to it. The passing game has been the star so far tonight, Bob. Let's see if possibly Andy goes to the air in this one.
Yeah, Andy, we had him for, about 160 yards in the first half. He's thrown for just 7 here in the 3rd quarter. Be nice to see a big pass here.
Bulldogs looking for the pass across the middle. They've got Spielman. It's just over the hands of Spielman. There's a flag as the defender for Coeur d'Alene, number 18, Jason Hicks, was all over Dallas Spielman as he tried to catch that one. The Coeur d'Alene coaches don't like that one very much at all, but that's a tough one. He had his hands on him when Spielman was trying to catch the pass.
That's one you got to see the replay because I don't know. That was tough. If I was a Coeur d'Alene coach, I'd be upset. If I was the Sandpoint coach, I'd take it. Of course, the Bulldogs going to take it. 1st down, and another big break going the Bulldogs' way, and it's really a shame to get breaks like this and not get something out of it. So the Bulldogs have been given the opportunity to get some momentum going. It's up to them now.
They just don't look as fired up as they did in the first half yet. There's a handoff, Irish. Irish up the middle, breaking into the secondary. Give him across the 50 to the 48. That's going to be 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3. And, well, it's nice to give the ball to Rusty. That's a good way to fire things up.
It certainly is, and especially when he can pick up 5, 6, 7 yards like that, the crowd gets pumped, and it just kind of pump up the team. The Bulldogs have had this way, like we mentioned a little while ago, of letting down in the 3rd quarter and coming back up in the 4th. So hopefully they can get out of this 3rd quarter with some points and the momentum, as we keep saying.
Okay, Fueling fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. He's got a man out there. It's Hansen. Hansen loses the ball, and it's intercepted by the Vikings. Hansen had the ball in his hands. He dropped it, and the Vikings get the interception off the deflection. Mark skates with the ball. That's unfortunate, the first turnover on the night.
Yeah, that is real unfortunate because it's not really like Coeur d'Alene did anything tremendous defensive play to get that interception. Roy Hansen had the ball and was again with the cast and everything bobbling it a little bit, and the Coeur d'Alene player just happened to be in the right place at the right time and grabbed the ball, and just as the Bulldogs had a couple breaks, got it going their way, Coeur d'Alene gets the big break and the ball back, 1st and 10 on their own 44.
So Bulldogs down by 4, 27-23, and the defense needs to stiffen once again. One back in the backfield this time and 4 receivers. Back to pass once again. There's a ball into the flat. It's to Dormy. Dormy gets whacked down at the 45-yard line, so a short gain of 1. And Casey McLaughlin there with the big tackle.
Yeah, big tackle from a little guy, and boy, a lot of heart there. He just stuck right with him, and one of those completed passes for about maybe 1 yard gain.
So 2nd down and 9, ball 45-yard line of the Vikings. They break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Once again, come out with 2 backs in the backfield. A couple wide receivers split out wide to the right. Could be an option play here. Rook fakes the handoff. He's dropping back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. He's going deep. He's got a man wide open. It's caught and the ball is going to be all the way down to the Bulldog 25-yard line. That's going to be a 30-yard gain and a first down, and the Bulldog defense bit the fake on that one.
Yeah, a couple of great fakes there. Well-executed play. There's not much you can do about that when they run it that well. Man was wide open. Bulldogs able to get to him, though, and get him to the 25, but Coeur d'Alene knocking at the door again now, Chris. 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 25. Big play there for the Vikings.
That's right, 30-yard play. And once again, here come the Vikings up to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers. Back to pass. Rook again. Rook going deep and nobody home. This one's going to fall harmlessly incomplete at the goal line. Rook threw that one about 6 seconds too early.
Yeah, that was either threw it away or just, I think the timing just wasn't there because he just heaved the ball and receiver wasn't anywhere close. So it'll stop the clock at 4:37 to go in the 3rd and the 2nd and 10 for Coeur d'Alene as they lead the Bulldogs 27-23. And this scoring update is brought to you by Packages Plus. Of course, they're in Sandpoint now, also in Bonners Ferry for all your shipping needs. It's Packages Plus.
Rook looking over the defense. This is a set the Bulldogs have had trouble with. 2 wide receivers and 3 backs in the backfield. There's a quick handoff right up the middle. It's a fake, but the Bulldogs were on this one. They ran the option, and there to stuff it out was Mike Lindgren in the backfield. It's going to be 3rd down now and 12, and they had every optioned out on that one.
Ooh, the Bulldogs maybe almost guilty of a little piling on at the end, and this back judge here reached for his back pocket. I think he couldn't find the flag. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So the Bulldogs, a big defensive play here, 3rd and 12. We can stop them here. It'll be a big one, Chris.
Well, the Vikings are pretty much in 2-down territory. Rook rolling. He finds a hole. He's looking for running room. He's not going to get any. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage inside the 25 to about the 24, and it's going to be 4th down and about 8 from the 20. Well, let's see where they mark it. They mark it at the 23, about the 22, 4th and 7, and it looks to me like the Vikings are going to go for it. So a big 4th down play for the Sandpoint Bulldog defense. Wow, this is it, folks. Bulldogs can get the ball back for the offense right here on a 4th down. 4 wide receivers in the set. 1 back in the backfield. Zimmerman, last time in this situation, they handed it to Zimmerman. They're trying to get the Bulldogs to jump. Bulldogs don't. Vikings call timeout. We'll do the same. And we'll be back at Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field in 60 seconds with more football.
Whoa, Nelly. Chris.
Oh, boys, for sure. Back. Barlow Stadium, 4th down and 8. Still confusion on the Vikings sideline as they don't know what to do. They break the huddle. They still are talking it over with the sideline on a 4th down.
What, do they get forever to do this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The quarterback is running off the field talking to the coach.
He sure is.
Everybody else is lined up.
What are they waiting
fake,
for?
Chris?
I don't know what's going on. They're still talking to him. Bulldog defense is ready. And there's the flag for too much time. And once again, they're just trying to make the Bulldogs do something stupid. They don't do it. And let's see what they call. Yeah, they're going to go for a minute. They're going to mark it back 5 and go for a field goal.
Chris,
they brought in the field goal team.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Make the Bulldogs do something stupid, like even the dumbest thing they could do would not give them a 1st down.
Yeah, but it might give them 5 more yards of field position, and they're going to go for a field goal now.
That was
and
bizarre.
They made it 5 yards. They must have a lot of confidence in the kicking game. This is going to be a 45-yard field goal. It would have been a 40, and this comes up 5 yards short. Boy, there's going to be some second guessing going on. The boot is down. The kick is no good. Not even close. Through the end zone on a bounce, and there's a flag down on the play.
Kicker.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh my gosh. Personal foul running into the kicker. No, oh, that wasn't even close to being good, Bob. What in the world were we doing running into the backfield, running into the kicker?
I have no idea. I didn't see it. I was watching the ball, which just barely got to the end zone and only about 5 feet off the ground. And so apparently a Bulldog came crushing in right into the kicker at the end of the play. Huge break, probably the
horrible mistake,
backbreaker of the game, unless the defense can come up with some huge play here, Chris.
Well, the ball's going to be resting on the 14-yard line now. Bulldogs had possession, and that's just unbelievable, Bob. Okay, well, the Bulldog defense has to stiffen now. That's an unfortunate play. Bulldogs had him stop, run into the kicker. Boy, crowd doesn't like it. I don't know, Bob. I didn't see the play. I can't say one way or the other. Hand off to Zimmerman up the middle. Zimmerman gets down inside the 10, down to about the 6. Give him a gain of 8. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. And, boy, they're able to get it into the end zone. That's just going to shoot the Bulldogs right out.
Yeah, unbelievable break there, Chris. The Bulldogs would have had possession back on the 20-yard line as it is. Coeur d'Alene gets it on the 14, and they run for 8 here. So they're knocking at the door, call it second and, about 3.
Second down, short. Handoff again up the middle, and this one doesn't go very far, but the Bulldogs don't have much defense, much territory to defend at this point. It's going to be real close to a first down and goal. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, that's the problem here, Chris, is they get a first down, Coeur d'Alene being them. Of course, it'll be first and goal, and that's what it'll be from about, marking it looks like about the 3.5-3-yard line.
Boy, that's just unfortunate for the Sandpoint Bulldogs and this team. Coach Bloa now is walking up and down the sideline, giving his players instruction who are on the side and trying to keep them fired up. They have to be dejected after what's come about here in the last minute. There's a handoff up the middle again. Dormy fighting for yardage. Gets down to about the 1. It's going to be second and goal there. Give him 2 on the play. 2:09 remaining third quarter. And again, the third quarter is looking like the Bulldogs' undoing at this point.
Well, let's just hope that the fourth quarters, we're winding down, 2 minutes left to go, and the third is another big one for the Bulldogs. They've been able to pick themselves up in other games in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to do it again here. Still a chance they could stop them here. It's a second and goal from the 1. Stranger things have happened.
Power backfield this time for Coeur d'Alene. Dormy stacked up. It doesn't look like he's into the end zone. They're signaling, the Vikings are, but he's short of the goal line. It looks like, yeah, they are going to mark. Oh, they finally give him the touchdown after 3 minutes of conversation. So the touchdown comes. The score with 1:31 remaining now goes to 33-23. Bulldogs are down by 10, and boy, oh boy, that's just too bad. Tough break for the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Roughing the kicker could come back to haunt the Bulldogs in a big way in this one.
Well, it looks like it, Chris. Unfortunately, let's hope not that's the play of the game, the difference in the game, but so far to this point, it definitely is. Coeur d'Alene able to take advantage of that call and moving the ball down and getting 6, try to make it 7 now.
So, in to do the extra point duties for the Vikings, Ben Davis. Davis missed the field goal, but then apparently was rough. Smith comes in, goes after it, doesn't get it. It's now 34-23, 1:31 remaining in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back with more football here in 30 seconds on KSPT.
Bring your prescriptions to Pioneer Farm.
At Barlow Stadium War Memorial Field, and the Bulldogs getting ready to get some offense going. They're down by just 11 points, so a field goal and a touchdown and 2-point conversion puts them right back in this one. But, Bob, boy, that last one has to take a little bit of air out of the sails of the Bulldogs. Let's see if the offense and maybe the special teams can pick it up.
Well, of course, that possession was set up by an interception for the Vikings. They were able to move down, and on the missed field goal attempt, there was a roughing the kicker call against the Bulldogs. So instead of the Bulldogs getting the ball back, Coeur d'Alene had excellent field position, was able to punch it over and increase their lead to 11.
And the worst thing about the roughing was the kick wasn't even close. So, I mean, it was from the minute the kick came away, there was not much going. Spielman to the outside. He's to the 25, 26 after he takes the ball at about the 4. So give him a 22-yard return, and the Bulldogs will take over. And pretty good field position on the 27-yard line.
And lots of time left in the game, 1:23, only the third quarter. It may be late at night, but we have a lot of football to go. And Bulldogs, they've shown some great signs of moving the ball offensively. Andy Fueling had a huge first half, 1 interception here and 7 yards passing in the third quarter. So we need Andy to get hot again, Rusty get back in the game, and get some offense going.
And interception, not Andy's fault by any stretch of the imagination. Rolling out, Fueling. Finds Harnett, he's wide open. He's to the 40. He's knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So the Bulldogs get another, 17, 18 yards on the play. It's going to be first down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
And for Andy, I believe that's his 6th first down passing. The Bulldogs have also had 6 rushing and 2 by penalty. So they've been racking up the offense and hopefully get some more points too.
First and 10 Bulldogs. They're on their own 42-yard line. They're down by 11. There's a handoff up the middle. Irish stacked up. Ball's loose. Let's see who's on it. We'll have to take a look. Vikings say they have it. Bulldogs say they have it. We'll have to unscramble and unpile and see who comes away with it. Bulldogs get it second down. They're going to lose a yard, but they retain possession of the ball.
Boy, that would have been a real bummer.
Yeah.
To turn around and give it right back to him, but that'd gladly give away a play and keep the ball. And that's what happened. He lost about a half a yard, fumbled, but one of the Bulldogs was able to retain the ball. It'll be second and about 10 yards and a foot.
Fueling looking over the defense. Fakes the handoff, rolls out. Play action pass, complete to Arnay. Arnay out of bounds at about the 49-yard line, so it's going to be third down and a short one, 33 seconds remaining in this third quarter. So a good 10-yard gain there by the Bulldogs, and the fumble cost them a first down on that one.
Yeah, that's exactly
they're about
right.
the same distance away as they would have been.
It'll be third and about they're calling it a yard.
Well, the yard marker says second, but it's got to be third after the fumble.
Yeah.
There's a quarterback sneak. Fielding's going to get it, and with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Bulldogs will have a first and 10 on the 46-yard line of the Vikings.
Boy, Andy's got that quarterback sneak thing down now.
Yeah, he's enjoying it. You know, after last week he went 34 yards. Tonight he had one for about 8 yards. He's got a touchdown for the Bulldogs tonight. And Sandpoint has played, for the most part, a pretty fine game. A couple of breakdowns in the third quarter really hurt him. That second touchdown, real unfortunate. 23 seconds left, first and 10 Bulldogs. They're on the 46-yard line. The handoff is to Irish. Irish is to the 45 and just across, so it'll be a second down and a long 8. This will be the last play of the third quarter. We'll take a 60-second timeout with the score. 34 Coeur d'Alene, 23 Bulldogs. We'll be back in 60 seconds to Sandpoint.
It's new.
We're back at Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field tonight. It is the start of the fourth quarter with the Bulldogs down by 11.
Yes, they are down by 11. Bulldogs. It's been a wild rock'em sock'em game. It's been going back and forth, back and forth. That third quarter goes to Coeur d'Alene as they're able to. Bulldogs did score a touchdown in that quarter, but Coeur d'Alene was able to score a couple of them. They lead it by 11, 34-23. The Bulldogs taking over now. We've got a 2nd and 8. And for the play-by-play, here's Chris Chatburn.
Pitch out to Irish. He's looking for the sideline to get some space going, and he's going to get a flag at the end of it. Bulldogs are going to get 15 more on the late hit out of bounds. They would have only gained a yard, but tack on another 15, and boy, the officials, you got to give them credit, Bob. They've been consistent about the late hits out of bounds, about any of the weird stuff. They've called a lot of penalties, but they've pretty much made it even both ways.
Well, you'd have to feel that the Coeur d'Alene coaching staff is going to feel calls are going against them, but they can't see way over here. Rusty, it looked like he was going to be hit for a big out. He was out of bounds by 3 to 5 yards when he was hit, so really didn't need to be hit there, and they're just trying to keep it under control with calls like that from the refs. So the Bulldogs pick up another first down from a penalty. Hopefully this time down we can take advantage of these breaks, Chris.
Okay, 11:54 remaining. Bulldogs now on the 29-yard line. They need to get into the end zone. Fueling, looking over the defense. Eye backfield again. Handoff Irish. Irish to the outside, to the 30, to the 20, inside the 20, to the 15 and beyond. He goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line, so the Bulldogs get another 15 and a first down.
And they need Rusty to start breaking those. They've kind of had his number here in the second half. He only picked up about 12 yards, Chris, in the third quarter, so they need him to have a big fourth quarter, and Ned, well, he eclipses his third quarter mark there with a 15-yard romp and a Bulldog first down as Bulldogs knocking at the door.
First and 10 Bulldogs, 14-yard line. Fueling, looking over the defense again. The ball goes to Irish. Irish again goes to the outside and again tries to run through a tackle. This time, though, 2 Vikings are there to stuff him out, and it's going to be a short gain, maybe 1. It'll be second down and 9 from the 13.
Well, they're not going to give him a gain at all.
Boy, they mark it bad. They gave him a horrible spot on that one, so it's second and 10.
What, I already written down 2 yards, too. I have to cross that off.
Second 10, Fueling adjusts his jersey, comes to the line, calls the play, barking out the signal, fakes the handoff to Irish, rolling out, looking for a man. Arnay's wide open if he can get it to him. Pass is a wounded duck, and it is caught in the end zone. Not by Arnay, but by Jay West. Fueling gets lucky on that one, but the Bulldogs will take it. There are 5 players, and Jay West wins the battle for the ball. So the Bulldogs are back on the board, and the score now 34-29, and this time you'd think the Bulldogs would go for 2.
Unbelievable play, Chris. They looked down, and Andy saw Arnay wide open and tried to throw it as fast as he could. It's kind of a end-over-end throw, you could say. It's just wobbling up in the air, but Jay West is there to make the grab. Who cares? It wasn't pretty, but it was an 18-yard touchdown throw from Andy Fueling, who continues to have a great game. Bad pass or not, it's a touchdown. 6 points, the Bulldogs going for 2.
That'll pull them within a field goal, 34-29. There's a pitch to the outside, Irish. Irish looking to get to the corner. He's running hard. He is going to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So the Bulldogs pull back within 3 at 34-31. And coming now, the special teams for the Bulldogs. Chad Berkeley will boot it away. And this crowd once again fired up, and maybe this is the break the Bulldogs need to get back into this one.
Chris, this is the most noise I've heard here, I think, ever. I mean, we've seen some great games that this old stadium is really rocking, and they should be just a great game that the Coeur d'Alene Vikings, Sandpoint Bulldogs have put on. The Bulldogs let down in that third quarter, let Coeur d'Alene go ahead to a lead, but they've just marched right back. They've got all the mo going for them now, the crowd going for them. Let's get some defense going here. They find themselves down by only 3, 10:59 to play, fourth quarter. And this scoring update is brought to you by Natural Fitness. Sandpoint Superior Health Club on Superior Street. It's Natural Fitness, and it's a wonderful night.
We got a
football.
final score to pass along for you.
Okay.
It was Lakeland shutting out Bonners 14-0. That's the final. Our guys in Bonners who called the game, they're done. We still got a whole quarter of football to play. And, oh, boy, strap yourselves in, folks, because it could be a big one. And now the Bulldog defense, who last time really held, and then the special teams kind of let the Vikings get a little momentum back and another score. So let's see if the Bulldog defense can once again do the job. Berkeley boots it away. High and very short. It's going to hit the ground at the 20. Picked up at about the 18 by Daniels. Daniels is hit at the 18, gets away. Still on his feet at the 30, and he's out and down at the 32-yard lines, and he's been kind of shifty and elusive tonight. And you know what? He's really, after a couple of slips, he's got his adrenaline going and made some nice moves. So the Bulldog defense takes over.
And the Bulldog defense is gonna have to come up with a stop here, Chris. We cannot afford at this point, 10 minutes left in the game, to let any more of those big plays slip through for Coeur d'Alene. It'd be nice to have a stop and get the ball back right now.
Okay, up to the line of scrimmage come the Vikings. The quarterback remains Jason Rook. He's got two backs in the backfield. Dorme, the pitch is to the outside to Dorme. Dorme's got a runner in front of him, and there's containment being broken, but the Bulldogs are able to mark it down. It lives a 12-yard gain, but Mike Lindgren grabs onto the jersey and won't let go and makes a tackle.
Boy, that's a game-saving grab of that jersey too, Chris, as it looked like he was about to break that for the big play we just talked about. But Lindgren grabbed on the jersey, held on long enough for some teammates to come and help him and drag him down. But it is a Viking first down now at the just about their own 45.
Yep. Rook looks over the defense. Once again, same set as last time. This time it's a delay into the middle, and once again, Dorme's got good running room. He's got about 8 yards. It's going to be second down and 2, and the Bulldog defensive line is starting to wear down just a little bit, Bob.
Yeah, and Coeur d'Alene, boy, they have a good offense. I mean, they really well rehearsed in their schemes and their fakes, and that one just sort of a delay run up the middle, and he had daylight for 5 yards and gained 3 more on his own, sets up a second and 2.
Well, these players have been running this offense since kindergarten.
Right.
And they know it well, and they do it well, and they have a lot of different options they can go to on any one play. There's a handoff up the middle. Zimmerman, he gets a first down and gets to the Bulldog 45-yard line, the 44, another gain of 4. It's going to be first and 10.
And you know what Coeur d'Alene's thinking right here, Chris, is to grind it out, run it down, eat up some clock, and get 6 or 7 more on the board and make the Bulldogs have to rush and score twice again. So you know that's what Coeur d'Alene's thinking of doing. I don't see them going for a big play here. I just think they're going to try to grind it down.
Okay, well, let's see if the Bulldog defense can stop that from happening. Again, split backs in the backfield. Zimmerman, quick pitch to the outside is to Dorme. He breaks it inside, cuts back across the grain, and again is tackled at the 30, and that's going to be another gain of 14. So the Bulldog defense having a tough time stopping this Viking O. The last time they stopped them, and it was an unfortunate play. They couldn't continue it right through the fourth down try, and now it's first and 10 on the Bulldog 30.
It's looking like, Chris, the Bulldogs are going to need a turnover, fumble, something kind of miscue to happen here, because Coeur d'Alene is really in a groove.
They are, and their offensive line is breaking out some big holes and some lots of running from the outside. Rook, again, this time he dropped back to pass. He goes for it. It's caught, and the play knocked out of bounds by Arnay. Drake makes the catch at the 30, gain of 5. It's second down and 5. At the 25, excuse me.
Yeah, surprised to see him passing there. But
well, that was a real safe pass.
Yeah, it was a safe pass, and about as successful as one of their runs recently. Picks up about 5 yards, sets up a second and 5.
So second down, 5, 25-yard line. Bulldog defense. Now's the time they need to stiffen. Looking over the defense. Rook hands it across the grain and the crossbuck. Again, Daniels finds good running room. He's down inside the 15-yard line to about the 13-yard line. And the Bulldog defense right now needs this crowd to fire them up a little bit because they're on their heels. and the crowd is just kind of sitting back and watching what's going on. Big crowd tonight from Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. Lots of action down here by the lake, 34-31, but unfortunately, again, the Vikings are driving.
Yeah, they're driving, and this drive is eating up some clock as we are now into the 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game, and Coeur d'Alene knocking at the door.
1st and 10, ball just inside the 15-yard line. Rook looks over the defense. Pump fakes, now he goes deep. He's got a man out there. It is caught for the touchdown in the end zone. The catch made by number 84.
84?
I don't have an 84 on my roster. So the mystery man makes a catch and gets a touchdown, and let's see what the Vikings go for here, now up by 9.
I think it was, we're going to call it 24 Ben Davis into the game, Chris.
Oh, was it Ben Davis, 24, made the catch?
So.
Okay, well, Davis then makes the catch, and now no, he just ran on the field now, Bob. They ran to run back to get his tee, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so Davis makes the catch, and once again, we'll look to put the Vikings up by 10 this time. Snap is down, kick is up. It is good, and it's 41-31. We'll take another timeout, and we'll come back with more football for you from Barlow Stadium. War Memorial Field with the score, 41-31 in favor of the Vikings. Bulldog offense has to do it again. We'll return in 30 seconds.
Muffler shop.
Predict the finish on your...
Saturday mornings for extra convenience. Does the perfect muffler shop exist?
You bet it does. And it's right here in the Sandpoint area. F&M Muffler on Highway 95 in Saco next to the Algoma Medi-Mart. Call F&M Muffler at 265-1631. It's F&M Muffler, changing muffler history.
Can I take your order, please?
Yeah, give me a couple of burgers.
I'm sorry, sir. We don't serve burgers at this time, but we've got good pancakes.
I don't want pancakes. If I wanted a pancake, I would have ordered a pancake. Geez, where can a guy go and get a burger when you want a burger?
Next time this happens to you, try the Dairy Depot. Not only do they have the best fast food around, they're also open 24 hours a day, and you can order anything on the menu anytime. And when you're there, you can also fill up with high-quality Chevron gasoline.
I'm going to the Dairy Depot.
Like most people, it's probably been a while since you've had your oil changed, and you know, that's not good. Make your engine happy with Pennzoil performance, protection, and quality. And you'll make yourself happy with the great service you'll receive at Lightning Lube. Lightning Lube will have your oil changed, lube, and filter in minutes, and will perform 16 vital services on your car or truck. Pennzoil is America's most asked-for motor oil, and Lightning Lube is Sandpoint's favorite oil change. 214 Pine Street in Sandpoint, Lightning Lube.
You can improve the quality of your life and increase the value of your home. Stop in and see us about a home improvement loan. We can work out a payment schedule to fit your budget. Improve the quality of your life. Add to the value of your home. We're an equal housing lender. Panhandle State Bank, member FDIC. We're what a community bank should be.
Time now for the Bulldog post-game report. Stay tuned as we recap tonight's game, including analysis with the Bulldog coaching staff. Once again, here's Chris and Bob.
And welcome back once again to Barlow Stadium, War Memorial Field. Bulldogs on the south end of a 47-31 score. Early fourth quarter, it was 34-31. Bulldogs are into this one all the way up until about 5 minutes left into the game. Down by 10 when they were not able to stop the Viking advance. Bulldogs played gamely tonight, played a tough ball game. Penalties hurt them at times. First half, offensively, they were clicking on all cylinders. In the second half, just a couple of unfortunate set of events. A pass to Roy Hansen that went off his hands and into the arms of the defender. Then a blocked field goal attempt that was no good, where eventually the Bulldogs ran into the kicker. Was a huge play in this one and allowed the Vikings to keep momentum. So we're just kind of wrapping things up here, and we'll pass along some statistics to you in this one for the Bulldogs. 16 of 32, Andy Fueling, 217 yards passing. He had 3 touchdowns passing and 1 touchdown running. So Andy Fueling accounted for all but a field goal and a 2-point conversion in tonight's ball game. So a big game for Andy. Unfortunately, in his final try against the Coeur d'Alene Vikings, he comes up just a little bit short. The Bulldogs have broken their huddle at midfield, and Coach Beloya will now step over to the mic and talk with Bob. So Bob, will now throw it down to you and the Bulldog head coach.
Okay, Chris, we're down here on the field. Coach Ploa just speaking with his team. Coach, some real exciting moments. It's a heck of a ball game, some costly mistakes. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the people that came got their money's worth.
No kidding.
You know, it was a great game to probably watch. It didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. You know, Coeur d'Alene's a good football team. You got to give them a lot of credit. We just couldn't stop them. And when we did stop them in the second half, then we had 2 costly 15-yard penalties to give them the ball back. And then on offense in the second half, you know, we moved the ball fine, except for we had, you know, Roy, you got to bless his heart. I mean, the guy's playing with a broken hand, and what do you have, 8 or 9 catches? And he's got the ball in his hands, and he couldn't put it away, and the guy just took it out of his hands.
Right.
And that was our turnover. And then right here on 4th down, we had couple of, you know, 2 yards, and the play got called wrong.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I mean, the play went in backwards. And so it was, you know, I mean.
So it came to the short side. It was supposed to go to the long.
And we were a man short in the blocking scheme. And you know, we got down there in the 2-point conversion. I think we would have got it in the side. And you know, you can't have that when the game is on the line. You got to execute. You got to execute. And you know, that's partly our fault because, you know, we got to check our signal system so that doesn't happen. But I think the kids played a hell of a great game. I thought the fans were treated to a great game. It's just real disappointing that when we had them and the way we were moving the ball that we couldn't have just finished them off. They were out of gas at halftime.
Right.
They were just dying on defense, and we just couldn't keep it long enough.
And the Vikings seemed to rev up their offense in the late third quarter, fourth quarter, and start to grind it out a little bit. But every week the Bulldogs were getting better and better. It was just a heck of a show for the folks here. And next week we have homecoming.
Yeah, we do. And Polson is a pretty good team from Montana. But, you know, in the second half, you know, they had field position too. And then the 2 costly penalties allowed them to keep their drives going. But it was a great ball game.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we'll let you get back to the team. Chris, that's it from the field. Back up to you.
Okay, Bob, we're just about ready to wrap things up here tonight. Once again, we want to remind you some of the other finals from around North Idaho. It was Wallace shutting out Priest River 6-0. Lewiston in a big way over Lake City 49-13, and Lakeland goes to Bonners and shuts out the Badgers, winning 14-0. Wow, that must have been one heck of a ball game up there. That's going to do it for us tonight. Once again, the final score 47-31. Coeur d'Alene over the Sandpoint Bulldogs. We'll wrap things up right now and tell you to be with us tomorrow when we bring you Vandal football, 10:40 for the pregame show. Kickoff at 11:05 right here on KSPT. Good night, everybody.
All the employees at Sims Implement Company in both Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry have been proud supporters of regional and local sports activities since 1950. And with selected products, sales, service, parts, and accessories, Sims prides itself on being #1 in North Idaho. Sims.
Disappears. We'll hold each other whenever we